faster.
This season is alive!
E for exciting, entertaining, energy, and epic. Tauihi Basketball, rated E.
Kia ora everyone, no mai hau mai, hello and welcome. We're in the deep south, Thursday night hoops. Sky Broadband Rapid League coming your way first up. GJ Gardner Holmes Tauihi a little bit later on. Great to have you with us here at the Edgar Centre tonight. The Southern Hoiho welcoming the BBNZ Northern Kāhu. Justin Nelson with you. Casey Frank right alongside me. Great to see you. Round 8 action.
Round 8 looks like it's going to be moving weekend in the Tauihi, but what about the Rapid League? The Kāhu have an iron-fisted grip on the top of the table, but the Fire hoping the Hoiho might be able to help them out with a big win tonight.
Yeah, Hoiho coming off 2 successive, in fact more than 2 successive losses in this competition, but they've lost their last 2 to the Queens. The Queens getting their first 2 wins of the season, and as you said, the Kāhu flying high, aren't they? Let's have a look at the starters for the visitors here tonight. They're on the road. It's a big double for the Kāhu in round 8. The Fire awaits them on Saturday night. Business here in the deep south first though. Ratuno, Tueti, Bairstow, what a season she's had in the Rapid League. Ledger, Walker and Anderson. Coach, of course, is Leanne Walker.
And this is a very experienced team for the Rapid League, and they have been taking advantage of that experience. Just a really lone youngster in that starting 5 in Ratuno, and she's had a massive impact in the way things have gone for the Kāhu in this competition.
Starters for the home team, and they will be searching desperately for a win. Let's have a quick look at who is starting. Gilbert, Mitchell, Dunn, Harris and O'Connell. Look out for Dunn in that matchup on Bairstow. Nat Visga is the coach. Quick look at the Chemist Warehouse head-to-head. The all-important stats before we tip this one off tonight. And look at that, the last 5 games, these 2 teams are going in completely different directions.
But look at that, and look at Steph Bairstow, top scorer in the competition, 2nd top rebounding player in the competition, and they also have the #1 assist lady in Lily Ratuno. The Hoiho, D'Angelo in the starting lineup tonight, so she's not going to be available most likely in this game. So where are the Hoiho points going to come from? That is the question.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on it, whether Chelsea D'Angelo plays. There is a late question mark with a rib injury for Elise Hurst. So that story is still unfolding as we go to air tonight. Reagan Ashley, Blake Rosanowski and Dylan Mead are our coin officials for this one. We're set for a start. Sky Broadband Rapid League round 8 is underway as Dunn knocks it back to Tyler Mitchell.
And you mentioned that Elliot Dunn and Steph Bairstow matchup. I'd like to see the Hoiho get some catches for Dunn down low and attack Bairstow on this end of the court, possibly get her a little fatigued on that offensive end.
Leah Dunn did play some really good minutes in Tauihi last week as well against the Queens. Late in the shot clock here, O'Connell has it knocked out of her hand by Ratuno. Loose shot in the end, thrown up by Gilbert, and now a chance for the Kāhu.
Kāhu, once they get Bairstow the catch right there at the top of the key, everything starts to happen, but she decides that time to kick it out.
Tueti, ball on the floor. Ratuno now late in the shot clock. Got to come up with something special here. Likes the matchup on Dunn, sends it to the corner. Little fake there, and a push in the end from Bairstow, opening 2.
Solid fundamentals there, the up fake. And solid 1 dribble pull up, gets to an angle, creates it. Look at the steal on the break by Tuiiti.
Did well, didn't she, Eliana Tuiiti? She'll play big minutes in this Rapid League game tonight.
O'Connell just a little lazy with that pass. Wasn't expecting that type of pressure to be applied, but unfortunately for Hoiho fans, it was.
I feel like it's a recording, Casey, but it's important we let our viewers know that if they are new to the Sky Broadband Rapid League, 4x4 minute game. All the players here in this one coming off the bench later tonight in the Tauihi competition. Fantastic competition, this one, for development. Bairstow in and out on the 3. Gilbert now. Dunn sets the screen. Gilbert gets back to her right. Little hand in there. Hoiho will keep possession.
Yeah, well played defensively by Bairstow. Anderson got turned around trying to apply some pressure at the free throw line, but Bairstow able to deflect that and get it out of the baseline, out of bounds.
We should mention, Case, that the Rapid League also comes with its own set of awards as well. So All-Star 5, MVP, a lot of silverware up for grabs, and a couple of players we're seeing in action tonight are going to figure prominently, you would think, in those those awards, I should say. Steph Bairstow in particular.
Yeah, there's certainly no way that she's going to be left off any Rapid League teams, even though she got the ball thrown off the back there.
Late shot there from Harris. And now the Kāhu come forward. Early stages, leading by 2. Rotuno to Bairstow for 3. This one front of the iron. Ledger Walker did well to Eti. And they get to go again. Smart play. Crystal Ledger Walker.
Always in the right place at the right time. Something tells me it's not luck when KLW does it.
Late in the shot clock again. Rotuno stepping back. That's a tough look over the top of Dunn. And now O'Connell comes forward. Great to see her back in action the last few weeks. Missed a fair chunk of the season recovering from injury. Gilbert now. Just one of these youngsters for the Hoiho in the Rapid League. And a good drive as well, Elise Gilbert.
A solid take to the left hand there. Aggressive on the rim, and when the defense didn't slide over, he finished easily.
Ledger Walker gets it to go. She's off to the Chemist Warehouse for the bonus.
Yeah, forcing Tyler Mitchell to just overcommit there on that left hand, opening up more of a driving lane towards the baseline, and Crystal Ledger Walker a little bit more aggressive offensively in this one than you oftentimes see her in the Tauihi. And that aggression is giving her a chance for the old-fashioned three-point play.
Really important game coming up in Tauihi tonight, isn't it, of course? Hoiho coming off that brilliant win in the capital last Sunday against the Queens, really keeping their finals aspirations alive. In fact, they jumped up a spot and pushed the Fire to the bottom of the ladder after that win. And the Kāhu, believe it or not, reigning champs for the first time in Tauihi history, they are staring down the barrel at a 3rd successive loss. Who would have thought? And they're on top of the ladder.
It's only the 3 losses on the season, but 2 in a row, a little bit unlikely at the beginning of the season. But that is the situation they're in, as the Hoiho forced the turnover on the wayward Crystal Ledger Walker pass.
Kāhu on the double this week. They head to Tauranga on Saturday night to play the Fire. Grab your tickets for that one. Kāhu, in fact, are the only team this season in Tauihi that have won both games on a double. No other team has done it.
It's a dreaded look on the schedule when you see it. And if the Kāhu are able to do it twice, that will be excellent preparation for the final 4 weeks or weeks ahead, where you got to play those games at the end of the season to really get yourself in that finals action.
Well, if they get 2 this weekend on the road in round 8, I think they're going to wrap up top spot. I think that's the importance of what's ahead of them in round 8.
Well, it stays here on the baseline. Looked like most of the players thought it was going the other direction, but there's just going to be 2.4 on the clock. Wait a minute, the coin officials getting together. They might add a half second or so here.
Scoring hard to come by right now. We do see this in fits and spurts in the Sky Broadband Rapid League.
They're leaving 2.4 on the clock, so it's going to have to be a quick shot.
No, we're going to have another chat about it, in fact. What a way to start a Thursday evening, hey? Conversations between the coin officials and the score table.
Hey, guys, it's called the Rapid League.
Yeah, let's go. Late shot. 2 opportunities, in fact, for the Hoiho, both Mitchell and Gilbert.
Gilbert couldn't get that second shot to go, and Crystal Ledger Walker with the fancy pass that doesn't find its target.
I'm not sure that Steph Bairstow quite expected that either. Little hands foul in there from Tyler Mitchell.
Very stop-start here in the first quarter of the Rapid League tonight. Normally a little bit more of a free-flowing affair, but too much contact here. 3rd personal foul on the Hoiho, and they are off. The Kāhu are off to the Chemist Warehouse for 2.
Ledger Walker, first one goes down. Wonderful story on the Ledger Walkers during the week.
Yeah, there's a new head wearing the crown. It's fantastic to see the coverage in the newsroom around women's basketball this season. really put in the spotlight and some fantastic stories.
They are a family of royalty, aren't they, the Ledger Walkers? Low scoring here early, dying seconds of this first quarter. Tyler Mitchell can hit threes. This one back of the iron, loose ball. And there's a reaching foul over the back. That's going to be against Gilbert, and I think Bairstow will walk the floor and have a look at a couple more.
Well, one player out there that you don't want to get their eye in early in this one is Steph Bairstow. Hasn't had a ton of ball in hand, missed a couple of tray balls, but off to the Chemist Warehouse stripe from 15. Always gets that shot feeling a little bit better.
Is Steph Bairstow the best mid-range shooter in the competition?
Are we talking Rapid League? We're talking Tauihi.
Well, definitely Rapid League she is.
Yeah.
We know that.
Mid-range, Jihoon Park?
Oh, Jihoon Park would be up there as well. Obviously, Jordan Horston very good with that elevation. If anything, Steph Bairstow, I think, and I'd like to hear your thoughts, has probably been underplayed a little bit in Tauihi.
Yeah, she's at a position of strength for the Kāhu, and when you look at that roster and what they accomplished last year, it certainly seems that Jody Cameron trusts those players as Caitlin O'Connell can't get that layup off with 6 seconds left, but you're talking Panina Davidson, you're talking Amari Thomas. Those players get the majority of the minutes inside, but we did see a bit more Bairstow last week.
We did.
And I like that lineup with the three talls down there in the post. Very tough to cover, especially with Bairstow's shooting ability.
Ball in, Mitchell. Good finish to the quarter here for the Southern Hoiho. Tyler Mitchell off to the Chemist Warehouse for the bonus, and that's just what they needed heading into quarter time.
Breakdown defensively there. Just that strong cut coming through, and it wasn't off the screen. The screen action was more of a decoy, and unfortunately for Anderson, I think she just got caught watching the action underneath her, and Tyler Mitchell took advantage.
Back to the live action, a miss there. They may get another late shot and points. They do. How about that from Elise Gilbert on the offensive glass? And they've just added 4 like that in the dying seconds to close within 2.
Well, 3 minutes and 54 seconds, they had 4 points. And for those last 2, they were able to score another 4. So a very productive finish there to the quarter as we have a look at the Hoiho in their huddle. First look of Elise Hurst there, who was a late add to the injury report, but it wasn't because she got 25% off any large pizza from Sal's. This is my favorite deal.
I was about to say, this is it. We're going to have a fun night tonight.
When this one comes on, and you know it's party time. And I don't know if Sal's like this. If you want to use this online code NYC25 or use the QR code there, it takes you to your local store. But the reason this is my favorite is because you can get the most expensive pizza and save the most amount of money. Buffalo chicken. That'll save you quite a bit. Get it at a discount.
That is your theory, isn't it? Just go to the most expensive item.
It's not even my favorite pizza at Sal's, but it's the one that you are giving me the biggest deal on, Sal, so that's the one I want.
There you go, 25% off. That is this week's special with thanks to our great friends at Sal's. Any large pizza, NYC25. The QR code's there also, and that's available until next Wednesday. Check it out. Quarter time here, just 2 in it. But some late points for the Hoiho, importantly.
And created on offensive rebounding. 4 offensive rebounds in that quarter enabled them to get 4 more shots than the Kāhu, who are executing better and shooting got 4 or 5 from the free throw line. But those second chance opportunities have kept the Hoiho in this game.
Speaking of offensive rebounding, I do want to ask you a question about the Phi and what we saw in round 7 from them against the Pauakai. We'll stick with Bairstow and Rotuno here for a moment. Late shot, won't go. Rebound to Iti, goes again. Up and over the top. Mary Goulding into the action now. Ledger Walker has a look, and down that one goes.
Well, second chance opportunity, story of the quarter for the Hoiho in the first one. But now in the second, it's the Kāhu. Crystal Ledger Walker can't get that putback. But possession stays with the Kāhu because of the hustle of Rotuno.
Every week we see that at least once from Crystal Ledger Walker, do we not?
Very, very easily once a week. And I'm a little worried she's used it up in the Rapid League tonight. Not going to see it. But a decent chance we'll see it in Tauihi as well.
Bairstow usually pretty good with that shot. A lot of grappling there. Tuiiti tied up with Harris. And they go again, the Kāhu. Ledger Walker sends it back. Bairstow pulls up, And drops it in for another 2. They're off to a hot start in this second quarter.
Really like the way KLW set that up there, driving towards Alia Dunn, making her just sort of sag down a little bit. When she kicks it out to Bairstow, that forces a long closeout, and the shooting ability and the ability to put it on the floor creates that bucket for Steph Bairstow on the kick out.
Let's see if the Hoiho can respond that pass. A little bit too much on it.
Well, Millie Simpson, I don't think, was expecting the entry pass on the post, so didn't quite stop. If you're expecting that entry pass, you're going to stop right on the dots, right in there on the rim. She kept floating out towards the block, and the advantage that looked to be there, I think, disappeared with that lack of position, and with it comes a turnover.
You and I, Case, we're both stats geeks in and around basketball. We love the stats.
Well, what do you got for me?
Well, last week, big game in Christchurch. The Phi had beaten the Pauakai twice in Tauihi this season. It was the third matchup, and the Pauakai got up by 15. What was really fascinating, the Phi had 28-5 offensive rebounds and 27 more shots in the game, and lost by 15.
Stats amazing. That is an anomaly. Normally, if you do that kind of damage on the offensive glass, you're going to keep yourself in a ball game. But lack of efficiency in other areas, I think, doomed the Phi to that result.
It really was an odd one, wasn't it? First time we've seen the Phi at full strength this season as well. They take on the Kāhu on Saturday night this week. That is such an important matchup for the Phi, who have dropped to the bottom of the ladder. Big block there from Asia Anderson, and I reckon that's actually come off the head in the end of Elise Gilbert.
Yeah, it certainly did. It kind of hung there. Almost looked like she was a globetrotter playing a trick with the ball, but just a little bit of centrifugal force, perhaps, keeps it out of Asia Anderson's block and on the back.
Speaking of the Pauakai, they're in action on Sunday against the Queens. Down it goes, Lily Rotuno.
Yeah, Mitchell and O'Connell there. Just a lack of communication. Sorry, not Mitchell. I see that was incorrect, but lack of communication defensively on that switch. Two players go away from the basketball, and unfortunately ends up in a wide open 3, and the Kāhu are taking care of this game in short order here in the second quarter.
It's an 8-0 run right now. Just 20 years of age, Lily Rotuno, the Australian. She's already played for a couple of WNBL teams back home, and she's been a really nice addition to this Kāhu team. Let's see if the Hoiho can get something positive going here. Finished the first quarter really strongly. It's been a struggle here in the second. Simpson inside through the hands of Harris. Look out, Bairstow. Rotuno somehow flicked it back, and they're going to get something out of it. No, Tuiiti just couldn't finish it.
It was exciting but unfruitful for the Kāhu, who have come out and responded really well to that burst of energy from the Hoiho to finish that first quarter.
Margin at 10. To your point earlier, just not able to get the ball into the hands of Aaliyah Dunn at the moment. That's a tough shot in the end, but a good make for Caitlin O'Connell.
It just takes on Asia Anderson, giving up a bit of size in that matchup, but the shot making is what gets it done. Just been flurries like this throughout this game, hasn't it, Justin?
Well, we often see it, don't we, in Rapid League?
Yeah, it goes. It looks like the momentum is going to go shift one way, and then suddenly it goes the other. A couple of careless plays by the Kāhu in transition turned what looked like surefire scoring opportunities into chances for the Hoiho going the other direction.
Saw some big scoring last week. The Queens put 43 points on the Hoiho. They hit 9 3-pointers in that game. Oh, there is Dunn underneath. That's what she's capable of.
She walked away from it.
And we did have it confirmed, Casey, that the 9 made 3-pointers for the Queens in Rapid League last Sunday. That is a league record.
That is a fantastic shooting ability in 16 minutes. That's crazy efficiency.
Kāhu still searching for more points, just hovering there. Eliana Tuiiti.
It gives the hezzy in the air, and that's how the quarter is finished. Neither team using their BNZ player timeout. See why the Kāhu did. The Hoiho might have wanted to, as we see an 18-8 halftime lead for the Northern Kāhu have come down to Otago. looking to solidify their chances of wrapping up the Rapid League Championship. As we take a look at the Chemist Warehouse stats, your leading scorer, not Steph Bairstow for once, but Crystal Ledger-Walker, 7-6 for Bairstow, 3 for Rotuno. Elise Gilbert leading the way for the Hoiho with 4. Off to the rebounds, where we see Eliana Tauihi and Steph Bairstow both sitting on 3. Caitlin O'Connell and Elise Gilbert able to get 2 apiece as the offensive rebounding went the other way towards the Kāhu in the second quarter. 2 assists for the Kāhu, just the 1 assist for the Hoiho in the first half. Asia Anderson had that nasty block that changed possession, and there's the steals, a couple of beautiful steals by the Kāhu in transition to create opportunities when they really shouldn't have been there, and they should feel confident of their abilities to come out here in the second half with that same type of energy they had in the second quarter and put this ball game away.
All of the stats, of course, with thanks to our friends at the Chemist Warehouse. GJ Gardner Holmes, Tauihi coming your way tonight. What a close competition it has been in season 2024. And the race to the Final Four is wide open. Semi-finals coming your way December 14 and 15. Grand final, of course, on Sunday, December 22. All of the action live on Sky Sport. And there is still so much to play for. The ladder, all 5 positions, could completely change over the next couple of weeks.
It is a moving weekend. There is no doubt about it. This is time to get in the moving trucks, pack all your stuff, because you don't know where you're going to end up in 4 days' time. Come Sunday, there could be quite a bit of difference to what has been a pretty static ladder for the majority of the season. The Kāhu and the Queens have spent most of their time up top, but the Poakai are chasing hard right now.
Are you a little bit surprised with the Phi? 3-6 on the season. They've got 3 games to go. We know that they are power-packed offensively.
Well, they're a talented team, but they're a talented team that's essentially just gotten together now. The injury to Cowling that made her miss the first part of the season, still working her way into shape as of last week. And
Morgan Yeager's only just come back.
Yeager played 3 minutes before she returned last round. So this was something that we expressed concerns about, that you were going to have all this talent down, as we see a foul there up top of Mary Golding. But the concerns we had about, if you're not going to replace these players and they're going to miss a portion of the season, you're going to be in a bit of a hole. Well, they're in that hole. Time to see if the answer is to dig their way out or possibly find another path.
I will be very disappointed if in your next game calling the Phi, if Morgan Yeager puts down a 3 and you don't call it a Yeager bomb, there's something wrong, Case.
Is this you calling from my late 20s?
There's Anderson on the drive now, around Dunn. Oh, look out, Bairstow in the corner.
Oh, really well done. Nice pass there by Anderson on the drive and delivering it perfectly to Steph Bairstow, who now becomes the leading scorer in the ball game on that triple. 3rd time's the charm for her.
Just saw Paige Bradley off in the distance, preparing for tonight's Tauihi game. How good was she against the Queens?
Oh, it's fantastic. I think she had some of those steals that were live downgraded, but that 28 point, 10 assists, 5 steal game, and some huge steals late. Just
massive.
Taking the cookies right out of the jar, going for layups on the other end. And that's the kind of performance that it takes to beat the Queens on the road, and she was the main deliverer of that. A year after, being so influential for the Hoiho with her ability to pass the ball and get assists, leading the league in assists, this year she's had to do it with the scoring much more often.
I think maybe some people forget All-Stars 5 for a reason last year. That one in and out for Bairstow, and another offensive board. Kāhu have really pushed away in this contest. Goulding now to line up for 3. Back of the iron, but she chases it down and she'll finish off her own work. Mary Goulding.
Stick-to-itiveness comes to play as Eliana Tauihi does a really nice job of boxing out the sole defender who had a chance to contest that Goulding finish.
So Hoiho really struggled to find the points since late in the first quarter. Dunn, a rare touch for her, battles her way through, just forces contact in the end. It's going to be on Bairstow.
And that's what Alia Dunn's been doing as of late, has been much more aggressive in the post. She has excellent size and a soft touch as we take another look at the Goulding pitch and catch before the finish. easiest layup she's going to get today, as Alia Dunn got cleared out on the box out. But Dunn needs a few more couches down low. She's a tough cover in the low block, and would certainly be a way for the Hoiho to keep that scoreboard ticking over.
Misses the first. Second one as well, deep on both from the Chemist Warehouse. No further score for the Hoiho midway through the third. Travel there called on Tauihi. And the Hoiho will retake possession. 3 rounds remaining, including this one, round 8, before we get into the finals. For those interested in the teams with the double headers, and as we said earlier, only the Kāhu so far this season has mastered the 2 games in the 1 round. The Kāhu do have the double here in round 8. The Hoiho have the double in round 9. That's going to count for Millie Simpson. Foul on Ratuno. And the Queens have the double in round 10.
The double to finish the season, not what you want to see as we take a look at the nice drive. Ratuno did a pretty good job of keeping her space, and I thought she'd take that well, but just had to shuffle over a little bit. So the free throws are coming now for Millie Simpson to see if she can't get that old-fashioned three-point play herself.
Young Hoiho point guard Millie Simpson, one of many locals from the deep south in this competition. And she does convert from the Chemist Warehouse. So margin still at 12. 1.5 to play in this third quarter. 4 by 4 minute quarters in the Rapid League. Oh, the pass.
Ambitious.
Having a look there, Crystal Ledger-Walker. And now a chance here to add, although Goulding does well to knock that one clear.
Suddenly this game has a little bit of pace to it. Crystal Ledger-Walker created opportunities.
And Millie Goulding just short, wasn't she?
Unfortunate there for Tyler Mitchell and the Hoiho not getting the hand on the ball there, as Elise Gilbert tries to get the hand on the ball underneath and tips out of bounds off them.
Just looking down that Hoiho bench as well, Chelsea D'Angelo hasn't come onto the court, so it does raise the question as to whether she's going to be a late addition into the starting 5 for the Hoiho tonight. With that rib injury to Elise Hurst, of course, if you're starting in Tauihi, you can't play in the Rapid League. So the fact that she hasn't come onto the court, Casey, Chelsea D'Angelo, it does raise that question, doesn't it?
It raises that question. At the very least, you're expecting a larger share of minutes in that case.
Finish there underneath for Gilbert, unable to put it away. Ledger-Walker heads up. Tauihi copped a little bump there from Mitchell. Well, that would be a big blow for the Hoiho tonight if Elise Hurst is out. Has been in some good form the last few weeks.
Well, had struggled for much of the season, but had found that jump shot, and the shooting against the Queens a week ago really got the Hoiho off to a fantastic start and set up that victory late.
She is sitting on the sidelines in uniform, Elise Hurst, so we'll know more a little bit later on as Goulding with the mid-range puts down 2.
Turn and face, drop that jumper from 15. Got to get a hand up. She'll make you pay all day.
They continue to score. Ledger-Walker with the pressure. And now the shot clock is winding down. Harris just needs to get the pass off here. She's looking for somebody to help out. In the end, it's Simpson.
And then eventually, we see Tauihi get her hand caught in the cookie jar. I like the toughness from the Hoiho there. They were really struggling to initiate any kind of offense, but eventually, Millie Simpson was able to find her way into the paint and got a trip back to the Chemist Warehouse.
It's just a coach killer, isn't it? 23 seconds of great defense.
It's tough. The overextending yourself, and that's what will happen when you start to gamble a little bit and get yourself a little bit further away from the basket. You do open the opportunity for those driving lanes.
Simpson gets the second one to roll around. That'll do us. Time expires in this third quarter tonight. Sky Broadband Rapid League, hope you're well. Wherever you are watching in tonight, of course, local time, 7:30 p.m. live, GJ Gardner Homes, Tauihi. Such a big game tonight. Hoiho coming off that brilliant win against the Queens. And they face the Kāhu, who have lost their last two. A lot of pressure on tonight. Any large pizza, 25% off this week with thanks to Sal's. Just go in and tell them that Casey sent you. It's his favourite.
Well, there's a local that might actually know what you're talking about if you say that. But
did you say a local or many locals?
Just a local. There's one in the close to the neighborhood that I go to. Looking at the stats, the one that's really popped out for me today is the three-point shooting for the Southerners. Just 0 for 1 today. Now, they're not the most prolific three-point shooting team, but they average over 2 a game. And when they've been successful in the Rapid League, it's because they found a little bit of form from deep. And just the one three-point shot really shows me the commitment that the Kāhu have made to taking away that strength of this Hoiho team. A lot of shooters out there, they have not been able to get the chance to feel comfortable to get any looks.
Caitlin O'Connell, Tyler Mitchell. If there's one thing the Hoiho do really well in these competitions, lots of young local players coming through.
Yeah, it's great to see a lot of these youngsters. And
I shouldn't say only one thing. They do lots of good things.
O'Connell, Mitchell, these players that won the age groups championships for Otago once upon a time, getting to continue to improve their game here. Hopeful to get a little bit more time in the Tauihi moving forward. It's every team, basically except for the Kāhu, though, because that is one veteran-laden team that they're running in the Rapid League.
They are the oldest team on average, the Kāhu, and they are 7-1, so experience has counted for a fair bit this season. Mary Goulding at the Chemist Warehouse makes that look easy.
26-12 the score right now. The offense is flowing a little bit better in the second half for the Kāhu. Look at the pressure. They're getting aggressive on these free throws.
Relentless. Dunn has to help out now. They've got a numerical advantage. Simpson will use it.
Good recognition from Willie Simpson not to pass.
That was a really nice press breaker by the Southerners that time around, kicking it ahead, unfazed by the pressure, getting a quick bucket because of it.
Well, it's probably heads-up play from Aaliyah Dunn, wasn't it? Because the tall centre, they usually just run down the other end. She stopped mid-court to help out, and she was the conduit through to that last basket for Millie Simpson.
A couple of nice box outs for the Hoiho as well.
Goulding called for the foul. 3 to play in this one tonight. The Kāhu well on track for an 8th victory, dominating this competition in season 2024. They do have some young guns as well, the Kāhu. We don't get to see them as much as probably we would like to, but
they're still
gee, they've got some depth, haven't they? You're right. They still have school tomorrow.
It's going to be tough for them to make the Thursday night games down in Dunedin. They are all in high school still.
Oh, Tyler Mitchell with the 3.
There's the range I'm talking about for the Hoiho. Get Tyler Mitchell a couple of looks. She has got that eye locked in on that shot there. And once the first one drops, the other is just a matter of time.
Are you saying no Friday off for some of those young guns for the Kāhu to play National League basketball?
Yeah, I'm definitely saying that. And I'm guessing the parents agree.
Bairstow unable to convert from the corner. Nice little run here for the Hoiho. If they can hit another 3 here, all of a sudden it makes things very interesting. Still got a couple of minutes to play. Gilbert, Dunn.
Oh, good pass.
Sends it back, and a good block from Bairstow.
Oh, I love the penetrating pass by Dunn there. Surveying the entirety of the court and finding an angle to get in, but Bairstow recovers really well to get the block and put the Hoiho in a tough position with just 4 seconds on the shot clock.
Let's see what they can come up with. Oh, it's a wide open look in the end, and it's a make. So all of a sudden, we're back to 6. Just like that.
Unbelievable look on that one there.
Was it Elise Gilbert out there, or was it Abby Harris?
Abby Harris hit that one. Found some range as we see Crystal Ledger-Walker return the favor. Hers was a little bit more well covered, as opposed to Abby Harris is wide open on the baseline out of bounds.
And Ledger-Walker goes up to a game-high 10 with that. Caitlin O'Connell is fouled.
And Mary Golding gets that whistle there. She is bringing a level of aggression and physicality to the Rapid League today. 9 points, the difference here at the moment. And it stays at 9 on the miss.
Just a little bit deep. We've seen that a bit tonight, haven't we? Kāhu 5 of 7 from the Chemist Warehouse. 3 of 8 back the other way for the Hoiho. Dying stages of this one tonight, inside the last 90 seconds. Margin at 8. Time is the friend for the Kāhu here. They got plenty of it. Bairstow, shot clock at 5 now. Goulding, what can she do? She loves that step to her right. She keeps it alive. Smart play.
A nice hustle with a little tap back, getting a new shot clock, and KLW surveys the court to decide what to do.
Short corner, easy basket for Mary Goulding. They add another 2.
What she decided to do was hit Mary for 2. On the baseline, stretches it back out to 10, and with 50 seconds left, it'll take a near miracle for the Hoiho now.
Gilbert on the drive. Bairstow, another rebound for her. Ledger Walker in trouble mid-court.
That might be a bit of a blow to the face for Tyler Mitchell there. Never good when you get whistled for fouling with your face, as we take another look at Crystal Ledger Walker with a beautiful handle, setting up Golding on the baseline, who snuck in there for a great position. Tyler Mitchell, looks like she's not bleeding. She'll get to come out of the game anyway.
I think just unlucky there. Ledger Walker didn't expect Mitchell, and Mitchell didn't expect Ledger Walker.
Always unlucky to take a blow to the dome. No question about that.
Goulding to bring it in. Ratuno back into the action. Ledger Walker always searching to create something, isn't she? Bairstow held up in the end. Great defense from Elise Gilbert.
Bairstow showing a little bit of fire. And Elise Gilbert, who is still giving a little bit of effort after the whistle is gone. Ball to the Hoiho.
And again, the pressure up the floor. It's a trademark of the Kāhu. Here's Caitlin O'Connell. Can she come up with something late? Ledger Walker hits the floor. O'Connell stepping around on her right.
Opportunity arises. Crystal Ledger Walker hits the deck. O'Connell hits it for 2.
Brings it back to 8. This is going to be a win for the Kāhu tonight. BNZ player timeouts available. May not be used here. Ratuno, Ledger Walker, great fake on the pass. In the end, though, it was just a little bit too low for Bairstow. Time expired. That'll do us. Kāhu take the win by 8.
Well, this was a quick game today. No BNZ player timeouts whatsoever. So we are finished. 31-23, the final score, on some solid shooting from 2 for the Kāhu. 50% from inside the arc at 7 for 14, and combine that with 5 for 7 from the field, put them in great stead to get the victory. Leading scorer is Crystal Ledger Walker, the only player in double figures. Steph Bairstow, leading scorer in the competition, just behind her at 9. Millie Simpson doing some nice work in that second half to get herself up to 6. On the rebounds, a huge Kāhu advantage after that opening quarter, 21-12 overall on the glass. And there you see the stats. Crystal Ledger Walker, Mary Golding, Steph Bairstow, all on 4 rebounds. Alia Dunn and Elise Gilbert each with 3 for the home squad.
And 12 of those 21 rebounds, Casey, offensive.
And they really picked it up after that opening quarter when the Hoiho found some advantage there. There's the assists, 6 overall for the Kāhu on 11 buckets. Just the 3 assists for the Hoiho. Elise Gilbert responsible for 2 of those. A couple of blocks by Anderson and Bairstow, both of the highlight variety into the steal game, where the Kāhu forced 5 turnovers overall, and that is all of them on the board. 1 steal apiece for 5 players. And that is your Chemist Warehouse stats for this 31-23 Northern Kāhu victory.
So round 8 up and going. And now we look forward to the GJ Gardner Homes Tauihi clash tonight. Hoiho in a little bit of form, and they do pose a danger to the top team, the BNZ Northern Kāhu, who are coming in off the back of 2 straight losses. Never in the history of this team, in the history of this competition. Have they lost 3 in a row? So the top team under a little bit of pressure tonight. Edgar Centre, the scene for some Thursday night hoops. Not too far away, the Hoiho and the Kāhu. Coming up after the break, we're going to have a look at some of the best bits.
Basketball is a movie, and every game is a blockbuster.
This season is alive!
E for exciting, entertaining. Basketball is a movie, and every game is a blockbuster.
This season is alive!
E for exciting, entertaining, energy, and epic. Tauihi Basketball, rated E. Basketball is a movie, and every game is a blockbuster.
This season is alive!
E for exciting, entertaining, energy, and epic. Tauihi Basketball, rated E. And epic. Tauihi Basketball, rated E. Basketball is a movie, and every game is a blockbuster.
His season is alive!
E for exciting, entertaining, energy, and epic. Tauihi Basketball, rated E.
Back to the
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for venturing out this cold and bleak evening. And the Southern Hoiho would like to welcome you along here to this GJ Gardner Homes Tauihi Basketball game here in the Morifim Arena between the Southern Hoiho and the BBNZ Kāhu. Don't forget to grab your Southern Hoiho merchandise in the reception. Can we please have both teams to the benches for the reading of tonight's lineups? All right, Dunedin, put your hands together and bring a warm welcome to the visiting BBNZ Kāhu. And suiting up in the number 56, Mary Golding. In the number 27 is Jua Anderson. In the number 6, Crystal Ledger Walker. In the number 30, Eliana Tauihi. In the number 7, Stephanie Bairstow. Number 2, Lily Rotono. And now into your starting 5 with number 23, Danger Woman Ilmari Thomas. Number 20, Shivana Palvast. Number 11, Chloe Forster. Number 4, Talia Tupaya. And the captain, Glenina Davison. And sorry, number 8, for the Kāhu, Megan Mullings. And now time for your home team, the Southern Hoiho. Make some noise for number 5, Caitlin O'Connell. Number 14, Abby Harris. Number 6, Millie Simpson. Number 16, Alia Dunn. Number 7, Tyler Mitchell. Number 4, Chelsea D'Angelo. Number 28, Elise Gilbert. And into your starting 5, number 3, Elise Hurst. Number 22, Paige Bradley. Number 15, Samantha Bowman. Number 23, Natalie Cho. And your captain of the 24, Zoe Richards.
Basketball is a movie, and every game is a blockbuster.
This season is alive!
E for exciting, entertaining, energy, and epic. Tauihi Basketball, rated E.
Help me, I've never let it fall. Help me roar like an animal. Back to the bone. Watch out, 'cause I'm in my zone.
Kia ora Edafano, namai haramai, hello and welcome. Great to have your company in the deep south tonight. The Edgar Centre here in Dunedin. Thursday night hoops in New Zealand. GJ Gardner Holmes, Tauihi. Looking forward to this one. Southern Hoiho on the move. BNZ Northern Kāhu have lost their last two. Good contests coming up to get round 8 underway. Justin Nelson with you, sitting right alongside me. Great to catch up with you as always. Casey Frank, good evening.
Catch up, Justin. We spent all our time together, but always fantastic to be able to call a game with you. And right now I'm wondering what the fans at home are thinking about who's going to win this game. And it's a big lean towards the Kāhu. 49% think it's a 6+ point win. 61% overall think the Kāhu will get the victory today.
Well, they have never lost 3 in a row in their history. The Kāhu, so some work for them tonight. And the Hoiho coming in, of course, after that brilliant win against the Queens in the capital last Sunday. This is how the ladder looks. The Hoiho with that win moved up to 4th. The 5, 3 and 6 now on the bottom. The Kāhu didn't even play. In fact, they lost last round. They've lost their last 2, but they still sit on top.
It's always good to sit on top, give themselves a little bit of a buffer. Turns out they need it, but that is getting very tight in that top 4.
Let's have a look at what's coming up. It is a busy round 8 and some good games as well. Of course, this one tonight, games ahead. The Phi and the Kāhu takes on a really important status Saturday night. That Phi team need to fire. Queens and the Puakai on Sunday afternoon back at TSB Arena in the capital. Another big crowd expected there. And then round 9 tips off this time next week. The Puakai up against the Hoiho. Every game counts. It is super tight. 5 won't go into 4. Final 4 not too far away. Let's have a look at the visitors tonight. The BNZ Northern Kāhu. This is the way they'll start. Tapia, Forster, Davidson, Pulvast and Thomas. It is unfathomable, I think I got that right, to think that they've lost 2 in a row. I expect them to come out with a lot of fire here tonight.
I wouldn't call it unfathomable. It's a tough competition. If occasionally you lose here or there, but looking at that starting lineup, a lot of offense, but I'm keyed on Chloe Forrester and the job she's going to have to do defensively against Paige Bradley.
Going to be big. She's going to need some support as well, and she'll get that from Crystal Ledger-Walker, and we caught up with the champ a short time ago. Here's Crystal Ledger-Walker.
All right, well, Crystal, a rare situation for the Kāhu tonight. 2 straight losses before tonight. What's the team been working on this week to turn that form around?
Yeah, we've really, gone back to the drawing board and worked on ourselves. We have a lot of things that we need to fix, but luckily it is a time in the season where we do have time to fix that before, it really counts in that last playoff run.
One of those things obviously has to be Paige Bradley. She's in great form for the Hoiho. How do you go about limiting her influence on tonight's game?
Yeah, she had a great game, coming off a great game against the Queens. So, yeah, we've definitely gone away, done a good scout on her, and we have a few different ideas on how we're going to try to slow her down. I'm sure we're not going to stop her completely, but if we can, try contain her as best we can, hopefully we'll end up coming out with a win.
Kia kaha and go well.
Thank you.
Answered every question like a true pro and said nothing.
Did not give a lot away in that one, did she? Word salads. You're a commentator now. You got to give us something, Crystal.
Let's have a look at the Southern Hoiho and how they line up tonight. There were some concerns with Elise Hurst and a rib injury, but the good news is she is out there and she will be starting tonight. Bradley, Hurst, Cho, Richards and Bowman, of course, they come in off that brilliant win over the Queens.
Fantastic on both ends of the ball, but defensively is where this team really earns its money, because this is a squad filled with grinders that have that ability to stop people one-on-one. And when you take a look at this lineup, Hurst is my key. If her ability to shoot the basketball today, she's got to be healthy. She's got to find that stroke for the Hoiho squad to have a chance.
Well, Samantha Bowman is really important to this Hoiho team as well. 14 points and 10 rebounds per game. She plays 35 minutes every time she steps on the floor. She's got a big match up tonight against Penina Davidson. Let's go and have a chat with her now. Samantha Bowman.
All right, Sam, well, a big win in Wellington last Sunday, and the Final Four, as you know, sort of remains wide open. What did the team take away from that victory last week?
I thought we played team basketball really well. Everybody moved the ball really well, and, you know, we had fun with it. And we didn't let their runs affect us too much. We really stayed positive throughout the whole game, no matter what happened. And, you know, I thought it was just good team chemistry. We had fun.
And, of course, we know the Kāhu are loaded with weapons. What do you need to get right tonight to limit them and come away with another one to go back-to-back?
We've really been focusing on team defense this week. They have a really big post presence, and you know that's going to be a challenge, but we're ready for it. I think we prepared really well. Just focusing on that team defense, communication is huge, and we just want to have fun with it.
Easy. Good luck out there today.
Thank you.
Really good attitude, isn't it, Casey? This Hoiho team, they're having a lot of fun, and we certainly saw that on display against the Queens.
Yeah, you're playing a game, might as well have a bit of fun while doing it. But little secret, a lot more fun to win than it is to lose.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Chemist Warehouse head-to-head for this one tonight. Now, remember, this is first versus fourth, but you look at these Chemist Warehouse stats, and this just shows how close this competition is.
There isn't a lot in it statistically, and as good as this Kāhu team has been all season, their offense is probably a little bit below where you think would be a team of this caliber. They've been getting it done on the defensive end. The Kāhu first in the league at defense. That's why that 77.3 points per game works for them. The Hoiho, on the other hand, are giving up 81 points per game, so they're in the negative in that ratio. Team assists, both teams kicking out about 16 per game, which is pretty impressive. They've done a nice job of getting a lot of those assists out there. They are 4th and 5th in the competition in total assists. And then the field goal percentages, neither team, I think, where they really want to be, shooting about 40% from the field. That is good for 3rd and 4th right now. And the team that finds its stroke to a better degree today, I think that's the one that ends up going home with the win.
Yeah, Hoiho shot really well on Sunday. Can they do that again? Coin officials for this one here tonight, Thursday Night Hoops, GJ Gardner-Holmes, Tauihi, Sasha Nicholson, Regan Ashley, and Blake, Rosanowski. Hope you're well, wherever you may be watching right around the world. To all of our family and friends and fans in the United States through ESPN3. And, of course, globally on FIBA YouTube. Great to have you with us right here in Aotearoa, New Zealand. Sky Sport with all of the action this season. Round 8, and here's the poll. This is what the viewers are thinking right now. There's the QR code. Still time for you to have your say. Some pizzas with thanks to Sal's up for grabs. It's been moving around a bit, but now it's an even 60-40 Kāhu's way.
Yeah, it's come a little bit back towards the Hoiho. So I think 1 or 2 fans out there think that the Southerners might come out with the victory. Well, we're only a few seconds from finding out if that's going to come to fruition.
Kāhu on the double, of course. They head north to Tauranga off the back of this to take on the Phi on Saturday night. Queens and the Pauakai on Sunday afternoon at TSB Arena. Young fan coming out, bringing the Molten out to get this one started with Penina Davidson and Zoe Richards. I've got to say, those backpacks are a great idea. The night and day backpacks.
Fantastic branding there. Pulled them outside, and I got to tell you, I'm very curious as to what goodies are inside.
Well, you notice they come in from this side of the court as well,
smart.
not the other. Very, very clever. Here we go. We are set for a start. Hoiho in the dark blue, Kāhu in the light blue. Davidson thumps it forward, but straight into the hands of Nacho. We're underway. Look out. Paige Bradley.
And there's that Forrester-Bradley matchup. Can Forrester contain her penetration and keep her from being an all-over-the-court beast as she was a week ago, scoring and passing the basketball?
28 points, 10 assists last time out for Paige Bradley. Late in the shot clock here. Bowman to fire from 3. Well, that's how they shot on Sunday.
If you can shoot like that, that changes everything for this Hoiho squad. When things haven't been going well for them, it's when they haven't shot very well. So if that 3 goes early, that certainly puts the wind behind the sails of all these players.
What a start tonight. Thomas gets inside Cho, who commits the foul in the end.
And she's disappointed with herself there. Got stuck in bad position gambling for that pass. Almost had it, but because of the gamble, Amari Thomas ends up with a great position to get in there and go for the finish. Cho is a little aggressive with that attempted block. And that's why Thomas is at the line, hitting the first from the Chemist Warehouse.
Interesting matchup, isn't it? Putting Cho into that position. We know Cho's a great defender, but Zoe Richards goes elsewhere as a result.
But this is a team that doesn't have a lot of size. Zoe Richards been in a lot of foul trouble lately as well. So I think protecting Zoe Richards from herself a little bit early in this one as to being able to count on her later in the ballgame.
Murray Thomas drains both. Hurst for 3. That one's going to fall short. Here's Forster, the West Australian on the move. Talia Tapia. What can she do from here? Sends it out to Forster. Thomas now for 3. That one goes deep. Early stages here tonight. Hurst finds a way through, leaves it short.
Nice drive there, plenty of space. Unfortunate for her on the miss.
Here's Thomas down low, this time against Richards. Strong, in and out she'll go again. How many times do we see that from Thomas?
You can't let her get a second chance at it because that will definitely go down. Great position. Surprised she missed the first. Not surprised she got a second opportunity and finished it.
Forster reaching in. Probably just a little bit of a grimace there on that right leg. Just feeling for the hamstring. Let's keep an eye on that. That would be a massive blow. Here she is, Paige Bradley. Looks to be running freely. That one goes deep, but it's a good look for her.
Well, if she's going to get that look, she'll take it all day long. And my guess is that is not in the scout for the Kāhu. They will want her a little bit more pressured coming off those screens up top.
Setting up the horns action.
Now here we see that Zoe Richards. Looked like it was just a switch. Cho is actually matched up on Talia Tapia, but it's Chloe Forster who does the damage with the triple. And that's 7 straight for the Kāhu after that opening 3 from Bowman.
And we know that Forster can get going. Bradley back the other way.
And I think that's the type of player she has to be in this game. She's going to have to be more aggressive offensively. Can't just think about setting up the teammates.
Nice little tap there. Tapia kept it alive to Davidson.
Well, Davidson's position was so deep on that catch that Zoe Richards did not have a lot of options. Could try to flop her way into a charge call, but doesn't fool the official on that one.
Margin at 4. 2.5 gone. Here's Cho. Bowman has already hit a 3. Out to Hurst. Forster tracking her. Hurst found a way through.
Well, 2 real nice drives by Elise Hurst. They got right to the cup, but unfortunately for the Hoiho, she was unable to finish either.
Just splitting the gap there. Tapia draws the foul. Fascinating stat on Nat Hurst. Literally against every other team in the competition, averages about 9 points a game. Against the Queens, averages 18 a game. She feasts on the Queens. We saw that again last week.
Elise Hurst feeling it. Of course, played early in the season, the first game of the year, or second game of the year for the Hoiho, and then as well, 2 games in a row. So she's certainly feeling comfortable as of late.
That one off the hand of Thomas. Good defense for the Hoiho.
And that is one way the Kāhu can certainly take themselves out of this ball game, is by turning the ball over. Such an efficient offense when they get looks. Just got to take care of it and get that ball up on the rim.
Earlier tonight in the Sky Broadband Rapid League, the Kāhu getting the win there. 8th straight, 31-23 over the Hoiho. Here's Cho on the pull-up.
Well, good recognition. She sees Panina Davidson's coming over to make that a difficult finish at the rim. So she adjusts the drive from going all the way to the cup to the 5-foot pull-up and displays a nice bit of soft touch with skill.
Forster to the corner. Shavana Palvast.
She's been a bit more aggressive offensively the last couple rounds. Those catch and shoots are certainly coming off with a bit more frequency.
First points for her tonight, stepping through, doing all the work, but unable to finish. Bradley.
Important rebound there for Panina Davidson. Now she's playing a little bit of point guard as all the rest of her teammates took off down the court.
Palvast. Thomas, whose mum has just been in town visiting her and watching some basketball. Loose, picked up by Davidson, and that's come off a Hoiho hand. How would you be? Amari Thomas's mum comes out to watch a couple of games and they lose both. It's almost unheard of.
Well, talking to Griselda after the game, she was like, I think this is going to be my last trip. I don't think I'm coming back after those 2 losses. I always tell your moms after the game, it's not mom's fault. It's not your mom's fault you lost if she came to the game, players all over the world.
Bradley, some pressure on Davidson, did really well, picks it up. A steal for her. Bowman under pressure. Look out, Elise Hurst. Oh, nearly banked it in.
A good push. I like that they're doing in transition. The Kāhu can be vulnerable there.
Ledger Walker into the action, back to Thomas.
That's a really nice catch by Amari Thomas downside on the post. See how she kept it high. So when Elise Hurst came in for the steal, she still had great position. Just clever basketball.
Tough pass there. Bradley looking for the rim running Samantha Bowman. And all of a sudden, midway through the first, Kāhu are out by 7.
Well, after that initial 3, it's been a 14-4 run by the Kāhu in the last 5 minutes. They have turned the screws defensively and are flowing pretty freely on this end. Other than the fouls.
Splitting that gap. Talia Tapaya, so good at doing that.
It's because of her skill set. You have to get out beyond the three-point line. You can't do a soft show there because she's just got a pull-up. But once you overextend past that screen, when you're not connected, that opens the gap, and she continues to take advantage of that.
An absolute master at drawing fouls. Thomas from the corner. That's a deep 2.
The offense is flowing from all over the court for Amari Thomas. A couple of catches and finishes on the interior, and that one from a little bit further out.
She's up to 8. So a hot start for Amari Thomas tonight. 3rd leading scorer in the competition. Great hands. Ledger Walker, first steal of the game for her. Has Davidson on the trail, tries to dump it into Thomas.
Nice hand there. I think it was Samantha Bowman coming in and being able to defend 2 players. Looked like a short layup. Hustle takes it away.
You just feel like the Hoiho need to score this time down the floor. They've missed the last few opportunities. Early stages, D'Angelo about to step in for her first run. Didn't see Chelsea D'Angelo play any of tonight's Sky Broadband Rapid League. She's actually been one of the best players in that competition. Oh, Richards is going to go from a long way out.
No presence on the offensive glass as of yet for the Hoiho. And there's a sloppy turnover for the Kāhu. Just not quite locked in on what was happening there between Penina Davidson and Crystal Ledger-Walker.
Richards. Oh, and speaking of clumsy or sloppy, just unlucky there in the end, dribbling it off the foot.
Yeah, the footwork changes a little bit when she runs into Penina Davidson there. Knocked off her line a little bit, may have affected that footwork.
Margin at 9. Kāhu on a mission here tonight. Tapaya to Thomas. She's got 10. Timeout called by the Southern Hoiho. They're in early strife here. Kāhu now out to an 11-point margin. GJ Gardner-Holmes replay. Look at the feed here.
Look at this pass. That is a beautiful display of touch over defenders and having to read Bowman as well. Having to loft it up just high enough, but not too high for Thomas so she can't touch it. Pinpoint accuracy is what was required, and that is what Talia Tapaya delivered.
Announcement out of Sydney it was during the week. Australian WNBL, Talia Tapaya has signed for the second half of that season. Once she finishes here in New Zealand, she'll head back to Sydney where she lives these days, and she'll be playing with Guy Malloy's team, the Sydney Flames. Look at this. Here's this week's Sal's special, and it is Casey Frank's official favourite at Sal's. The 25% off any large pizza. All the codes are there. You know what to do, and well, your tactic here is just find the most expensive pizza.
There you go. This is why it's my favorite. If you buy the most expensive pizza, you are saving quite a bit more. Don't go for the cheap ones when it's 25% off. Load that thing up with toppings upon toppings. The higher the bill, the more you save.
Is that how it works?
Yeah, unfortunately, economics were never my strong suit, but I'm pretty sure it's something like that.
I'm just looking at the pizza.
Good choice by you. Good choice by you.
Thanks to Sal's, our great friends, of course, looking after us up and down the country. So 3:55 to play in this first quarter, 18-7. Let's see how the Hoiho come out of this timeout. Straight into the hands of Paige Bradley, and Lily Rotuno just reaching in a little bit too far.
Just got to keep those hands off. When you're up there at half court, she's dribbling, she's looking at you. You can't start steering. When Paige Bradley goes into a spin move, the chin, and look at the Rotuno staying physical. I like the activity and I like the attention that they're showing Paige Bradley.
Well, the ball hasn't even gone into Chelsea D'Angelo's hands, and she's at Bradley a couple of times there.
Rotuno gets a second foul. They're getting a little edgy here. But Rotuno also took that elbow to the chest on that inbounds pass, so I think maybe she might have thought that she would have deserved a whistle going the other way. Let's see if she scales back the activity or sticks with it. My vote's for sticking with it.
I'll tell you what has happened out of that timeout too. Megan Mullings has come onto the court, and we've rarely seen the Kāhu import forward this season. Just 6 minutes a game. She's only played 5 games this season. So an early sighting for Megan Mullings. That is maybe a good sign with the injuries that she's been carrying on that left leg in particular.
Not a foul there as Crystal Edger-Walker and Megan Mullings come together defensively, but just 2 seconds, 2.8 left on the shot clock for the Hoiho here.
Let's see what they can do. Bowman wanted it inside, gets it now. She's got to turn and go, gets it up in time, and did a lot right, just unable to finish the shot, still at 18-7. Thomas already has 10 points in this opening quarter. Here she is, the Californian, the star, dumps it into Mullings.
Megan Mullings is playing out there, but she is not moving super freely. I love to see her gut it out. Nice pass there by Amari Thomas, drawing defenders and dropping it in. There you see Megan Mullings not feeling super limber with that knee, still loosening it up. But gets the catch, the finish, the hoop, the harm, the old-fashioned three-point play from the Chemist Warehouse. And the Kāhu have tripled up the Hoiho with that bucket.
We did see Mullings in one breakout game, didn't we, earlier this season? Had a purple patch in the third quarter, I think it was, against the Puakai.
Was that a Halloween night? Was that the Halloween night massacre where the Puakai didn't get to 50 points?
I like that, Halloween massacre. Should have thought about that on the night when we were commentating. It was one-way traffic, wasn't it? Just a little bit like we're seeing at the moment. 21-7.
That stepped out of bounds there, I think, on the baseline. Talia Tupaia, nice vision, understood where she was going with the pass, but enough defensive presence there to knock her off her line. The Hoiho looking for some answers right now.
Well, shooting stats early, Kāhu 6 of 7 going at 85%. Hoiho 2 of 6 going at 33% from the field. It has been tough going. Dunn's into the action now. Richards has gone down behind the play. D'Angelo. Hard drive on Thomas. Battle on the boards. And it's going to go the way of the Kāhu.
Oh yeah, Dunn checking in, and her size giving a little bit of presence on the offensive glass there. Gets a hand to it. But the Hoiho cannot keep possession.
Well, let's go inside some of the thinking. What do the Hoiho need to do? Just on those stats, by the way, 8 of 10 it is, in fact, for the Kāhu from the field, 80%. 3 of 12 for the Hoiho, 25%. I was giving them a little bit too much credit before.
25%, not where you're going to be if you're going to try and beat this Kāhu team. But that is the influence that the Kāhu have because of their defensive presence. As Talia Tupaia shows off the jump shot for the first time today, her first bucket with that quick release. I mean, when it leaves her hand, I just never feels like it's missing from my eye.
So good, isn't she, Tupaia? The Hoiho, what do they need to do, Case?
Well, I wouldn't mind seeing a little bit more activity towards the basket. They're really being kept on the perimeter. The shots are all difficult. Look at that 1-foot fadeaway there by Nacho. Not an easy shot, but she makes it. But they need to find some kind of advantage. Can they do that in transition? Can they do that by kicking the ball in the post? They got to find an answer there. And on this end, just a bit too much freedom for the Kāhu, and certainly not enough boxing out. There has been a lot of activity on the glass overall for the Kāhu. And that is there to pick it up.
I think it's 12-1 at the moment.
Yeah, it's 12-1. Just the second offensive rebound for the Kāhu, though.
Rare outside shot from Tanina Davidson. So they're all loading up the Kāhu at the moment. D'Angelo, well, that's just guts and determination.
Transition opportunity, though. Get that ball going into the bucket before the Kāhu defense can set in the half court. They're a fantastic defensive squad. Running is one way to avoid it.
Found a way, didn't she? Scooping it through Tupaia to Davidson. On Dunn, great footwork, too much on it. Bradley wants to up the tempo here. Late in the first quarter. And there's a foul from Megan Mullings. Paige Bradley off to the Chemist Warehouse.
But 2 straight transition opportunities. And 2 consecutive good things happening for the Hoiho. Paige Bradley, the recipient this time around of the whistle because of the aggression she put on the rim in transition. What was a 21-7 lead, slowly tipping back towards the home squad.
Got a bit of makeup to do, haven't they? Chemist Warehouse stats just being dominated by the Kāhu at the moment. Fans giving some encouragement to Paige Bradley, drains a couple, we're back to 10. And she's definitely the one, Casey Frank, who can ignite this team, no question.
Well, it's on her shoulders. In particular, if Elise Hurst is a little bit down, the majority of the other players are mostly finishers. You know, Nat Cho's a catch and finish player, Samantha Bowman more of a finisher around the bucket. But Paige Bradley's the creator. Chelsea D'Angelo too, I think if you can put the ball in her hands, maybe she can get some action on the rim.
Mullings gives it up. Forster now steps back for the 3, big shot away to the right. Megan Mullings, opportunistic in the end.
Well, just good activity. And she's grinding her way through it. And this is similar to what we saw against the Buckeyes. She puts herself in the right place in the right time on multiple possessions. Excellent instincts on the offensive rebound shown.
Hurst, late shot, leaves it short. Maybe Rotuno with a chance. She has a look up at the clock, goes from mid-court. And gee, that was close from the 20-year-old, right on target.
Well, she's hit a half quarter in the Rapid League this year, nearly hit the same in Tauihi, but the visitors did not need it to take the lead. They're up 25-13, and we'll be back with the second quarter shortly.
Good job, boys. All right, let's go from the free throw line. All right, you got 20 seconds left. 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you very much. The most of the time. And Luke. And of course the team that you guys got home.
Welcome back to Dunedin tonight here at the Edgar Centre. Great to have you with us, Justin Nelson and Casey Frank, with you Thursday night hoops in the GJ Gardner Homes at Tauihi. Round 8, not too far away from the finals for season 2024. And the Kāhu top team had a big start tonight, 25-13 after the opening quarter. The Hoiho with some work to do, Case.
Some work to do, and maybe they can get that work going on the offensive glass. 0 second chance opportunities in that opening quarter, despite missing 11 shots. And a few easy buckets are exactly what they need, and it might happen in transition after the D'Angelo steal.
And the rebound count 14-3. There's a foul there on Tapia.
D'Angelo hammered on that drive. Good decision to attack the duo defenders of Penina Davidson and Talia Tupaya. Finds some space between them and changes that defensive effort into some offensive opportunities at the Chemist Warehouse stripe, where she heads for 2 attempts.
Tapia didn't like the call, but it looked like a clear foul as D'Angelo puts the first one down. This to bring it back to 10. Good early start for the Hoiho, just what they needed.
And for the Kāhu, need to be a little bit more determined with the basketball. Have had some pretty lackadaisical turnovers. Every time they run offense, they seem to get great shots.
Good ball movement there. Thomas with the decision to shoot. Dunn with the rebound. Here come the Hoiho again. D'Angelo on a bit of a mission right now. Paige Bradley sitting at the moment. Nat Cho, that would have been handy.
Fortunate to go under a Nat Cho screen and get away with it because she is a dead-eye shooter with that kind of space. And another turnover for the Kāhu. A wide-open Amari Thomas is overthrown and the ball out of bounds, leaving that possession to go wonky.
Big opening quarter for Amari Thomas tonight. 10 points, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists.
She is the current equal record holder of the all-time leading scorer. That is in doubt if she can keep up that pace.
Dunn surrounded. Palvast able to knock it away. Here's Forster now. Tapia, always looking to create. Sends it to Thomas. Has Dunn to beat. Unable to do so. Well done, Aaliyah Dunn, defensively.
Coming together for a gang rebound there for dark blue jerseys. Taking away the light blue opportunity, except for Forster on the fast break. Gets the lucky bounce and gets the easy finish in transition. Defense to offense strikes again.
Yeah, good defense, Chloe Forster. We've seen that a few times this season. She's got some real tenacity about her. Here's Hurst on the wing for 3. Leaves that short. Looked a little bit rushed. Underneath, Zoe Richards searching for contact. Palvast slaps it out of court.
I know that this Hoiho squad has a lot of trust in their team. Certainly, head coach Todd Marshall, as we see a nice inside-outside play, has confidence in the bench. But I'm a bit surprised Paige Bradley spending this much time on the pine. The offense looked good on that possession, but for my money, she's the engine. And I wouldn't leave her over there on the pine for too much longer.
And so too Samantha Bowman, although Aaliyah Dunn playing some good minutes here at the moment. She'll get another rebound here. She just had the feed to Nat Cho at the other end. Some good signs. Margin at 10 again. Here's Richards. Tough matchup for her. Found a way through, but went deep underneath. Thomas comes up with it. Palvast, corner, open 3. Forster.
Gotta love the extra pass. Chevy Palvast could have shot it herself, but understands the position. Chloe Forster was well set, waiting on that. Nothing easier than the corner 3, and that's the shot they created on that transition attempt.
3 minutes into this second quarter. Elise Hurst scoreless at the moment. 0 of 6 shooting. Richards runs straight into Thomas again.
Mari Thomas says no.
Tapia, hot pass. Davidson got it back, gave it back. Davidson finishes.
Oh, the nice extra pass there. Hits her on the break the first time around. Timeout to the Hoiho as things have gone from 10 to 15 with a quickness. Taking another look at the first one. I can't catch it. Well, I'll give it back to you. Tapia says, I want the assist. Hook it up. Dime game in effect. Panina Davidson with the much easier finish the second time around as she jumps up to 4 points. And Talia Tapia picks up her 3rd assist of the ballgame.
Todd Marshall, all smiles just 4 days ago, as you would expect. After that raid on the Queens, all of a sudden, back to reality here right now. A lot of work to do, down by 15 early in the second.
What month is it, Justin, as we see some Coachmate level up your coaching game? Coachmate is back once again to let you know.
Your eyes lit up then.
Well, I'm excited about Coachmate. It's one of the few apps that I actually use quite often. And it's fantastic for us to be able to talk about it. BBNZ has partnered with Coachmate to make a free app for all your social coaches out there.
Hang on.
Free.
Did
That's
you
right.
say free?
Now I've got Justin's attention. Justin loves the free, but if you're coaching your kid's school team, if you're a teacher coaching a team, or if you're just trying to help out with the youngsters, Coachmate is exactly what you need. It's got tons of tips and drills to make the game fun and entertaining. A lot of innovative ways to teach the game to youngsters. Myself I know basketball, but I did not know how to teach basketball to my daughter's year 2 basketball team. Coach Mate really helped me out to find some drills and keep those kids listening to me.
Well, according to your daughter, the jury's still out, by the way, too.
It always is, you're telling me.
Lots of different sports as well, Coach Mate, which is what I love. So many different sports they cover. D'Angelo on the pull-up out of that timeout. We're at 15. Oh, Talia Tapaya just muscling her way to the basket. Another rebound for Dunn. And I think maybe with that rebound count, the way that it was, D'Angelo unable to finish, but the way that it was lopsided at quarter time, it wouldn't be surprising if Todd Marshall had said to Aaliyah Dunn, just go out there and get me some rebounds, both ends.
And that's what she's done. Pun intended.
I get it.
But one of my concerns with this Hoiho squad this season was the lack of size. Aaliyah Dunn was a late signing, and I think she's worked her way into the position that she can really contribute to this team, because as good as Bowman and Zoe Richards are on the interior, they're more power forwards than they are true centers. And against some of that size up front, you need a little bit more length, and Aaliyah Dunn has been able to give that in the last few weeks in particular.
And Sammy Bowman, who's back out there now, averages 10 rebounds a game, has not taken a rebound here tonight. Turnover, Hurst in the lane.
Nice read, Hurst, and using every bit of her frame to get that steal.
And gave it back to Forster.
Forster's been so active today.
Turns on the speed, hands it off to Davidson, a block there for Dunn.
Yeah, Forster probably wanted to give that one a little bit earlier. Instead, the late pass allows the defense to get back into play.
D'Angelo wanted it, unable to convert. Hurst can't keep it in.
A good option for Chelsea. D'Angelo.
A couple of chances go begging for the Hoiho.
A little bit of pace to this game as well. And the Kāhu, a little bit surprised they're not going deeper in the bench. They do have a game in 2 days, a lot of travel. They're up 15 right now. If this was me, I might be looking to try and spread some other players in there and see if we can't keep the fatigue at bay as much as possible.
Yeah, it's a good call. I would be staggered if the Fire haven't had a very thorough week at training. They will come out breathing fire on Saturday night. Fired home to the Kāhu, Rapid League, 6:30 p.m. Tauihi at 7:30 p.m. All the action live on Sky Sport. Here's Thomas underneath.
Just imposes her will on Bowman. Didn't have great position on the catch. Might have shuffled her feet a little bit to get the position, but gets away with it, and she continues to be the high scorer in the ball game as she hits her 12th point.
Bradley, loose pass. Yeah, Dunn just not expecting that. Davidson, it's going to open up here. Look out, Ledger Walker. Oh, halfway down. First rebound of the night for Sammy Bowman. Bradley, oh, they left her alone. She may make them pay. Can't do so.
The pace continues to quicken. Fast break opportunity for the Kāhu. Nailed home by Amari Thomas. Excellent vision. Crystal Ledger Walker knowing exactly when Thomas was set up for the bucket.
And just that recognition. D'Angelo draws contact. She'll head off for some shopping at the Chemist Warehouse, but look at that, the margin out to 19 now.
It has been a lot of buckets in a row for the Kāhu squad side. Yeah, taking it personal. All this chat about them maybe losing 3 in a row. The Hoiho had cut it to 17 to 27, and it was a 9-0 run before that free throw by Chelsea D'Angelo there.
D'Angelo hits the second one. Still a long way to go in this second quarter tonight. And so far, so good for the BNZ Northern Kāhu. I know they've got a watch party on tonight in Auckland. Hope you're all well watching in. No doubt enjoying what you're seeing at the moment from your team. Here's Ledger Walker. Dumps it off. Davidson again. The extra pass. So good. Surrounded. Thomas. This time the defense comes up with it. Hot pass. Bradley to Bowman. Chipped off.
Crystal Ledger Walker, what a read in transition.
Latuno just stumbling, threw it back. Bradley picks it up.
Bit too much speed for her own good that time.
Bowman. Oh, there is a whistle in here.
Is that going to be a travel?
I think it is. Yeah, it was a late whistle.
A fantastic little find there by Paige Bradley. Don't know how she created the angle, but unfortunate for the Hoiho. They will go on a turnover instead of a bucket.
Thursday night action in the GJ Gardner Homes Tauihi. Round 8 underway. Look away pass inside. What a pass. And of course, Amari Thomas rarely misses from that position.
Oh my goodness. That pass was something else there. Talia Tupaya. That should be assist number 4 by my count.
Well, she's not scoring tonight, but she is giving it up. Foul there on Davidson. It's going to send D'Angelo back to the Chemist Warehouse.
Chelsea D'Angelo is living at the Chemist Warehouse. Look at this pass here by Tupaya, freezing the defense. Just perfectly delivered, slicing and dicing through that defense of the Hoiho in the paint.
In amongst 3 defenders, you're right.
Just, I mean, it takes first you have the vision, but then the touch to be able to put enough speed on it to get it past the first hands, but make it soft enough that it just falls right into the breadbasket to make it an easy finish. Just really nicely done there.
Oh, she's a star of the competition, Talia Tupaya, and not to be disrespectful at all. I mean, she's known for her scoring. She doesn't take a lot of rebounds, assists, or steals. In fact, less than 2 assists a game, less than 3 rebounds a game, under a steal a game, but she scores heavily. What we're seeing tonight from Talia Tupaya, she's only scored 2, but she's doing a lot of these other things.
And it's nice to see her expand her game in this way. She isn't just a scorer, obviously a good passer, but to see her focus on it. How about that focus pass by Crystal Ledger-Walker? Fantastic tip pass. Unfortunately, Bairstow, who's just checked into the ball game, can't hit the corner tray.
I think it's an ominous sign seeing Talia Tupaya stuffing the stat sheet tonight. That certainly helps the Hoiho Nat Cho.
She gets it lined up. She's going to more often than not knock it down. Makes the Kāhu pay for sagging off her on that possession.
Zoning up defensively now, the Hoiho trying to switch things up and see if they can get some stops. Bairstow, good to see her out on the floor. Tupaya, look away to the wing, and down it goes for Ledger-Walker.
Penetrating drive by Talia Tupaya. The defense collapses. Nice spacing by Crystal Ledger-Walker, making herself available, and Tupaya is locked in on the dimes right now. Finds her to make it an easy finish.
Yeah, again, another sign that she's just doing it a different way tonight. Look out, back-to-back baskets for Nat Cho.
Well, she recognizes the size advantage there, and she takes Crystal Ledger-Walker straight to the grindhouse to do the damage.
Tupaya, another pass. Again, Davidson finishes.
Oh, my Lord. Get your change. We're going to the laundromat because Talia Tupaya is dropping dimes everywhere.
Dominating right now, isn't she? Bowman on Bairstow, got Bairstow off the floor, gets on the drive and the reverse.
Nice use of the turn of speed there. Bairstow has the size on her, but Bowman had the quickness of foot. The Hoiho in his zone, seeing if this can't stem the bleeding.
Both teams still have their BNZ player timeout alive. Rotuno. Davidson swings it out. Bairstow, extra pass. Ledger-Walker in the corner, back to back.
Kāhu have done an excellent job in the first half of making the extra pass. They're not forcing anything. They are trying to beat this team with the basketball, not with the dribble, kicking it ahead for good looks as we see a wayward triple there.
This is certainly a team so far tonight that came down on a mission and wanting to send a statement back out to the competition. They've done so far. That one's come off the foot of Bowman.
An offensive explosion for a Kāhu team that's been struggling to score the ball as of late. They haven't really found the form. The defense has been solid. Offensive abilities, though, have come and gone at times during this year. Right now, they're coming in spades.
And it's a good spread of scorers as well. We know they've got the big 3 and they rely on them so heavily, but tonight...
It's Crystal Ledger-Walker, it's been Chloe Forrester.
Yeah.
Everyone's really getting involved. Of course, Panina Davidson, Amari Thomas already has 12, so they're doing the damage too, but it is a bit more shared load today.
Bowman short on the 3.
No player timeout.
In fact, just used as you spoke. Talia Tupaya remembered that she's got it. and turned to Sasha Nicholson and called it. So BNZ player timeout.
I think what the chat is there, was it Talia Tupaya calling it? It was one of her teammates. Either way, we get a chance to talk to you about the ticket to the big game here at home. You scan that QR code for a chance to win tickets to this season's games. Time is running out. You got to get it in quick. 5,000 tickets to be given away thanks to our partners at BNZ. And only a few more opportunities to get in there. So if you got a school group, community group, or any other kind of group, register now with your interest.
Might have to start taking bookings for next season.
That is a lot of planning, Justin. I'm not up for that.
Ticket to the big game with thanks to BNZ, and right on the buzzer. How many times have we seen that this season from Lily Rotuno? That's not what the Hoiho wanted. GJ Gardner-Holmes replay. Ledger Walker brings it in. Look away to the corner, and the young Aussie goes bang.
Every buzzer needs a buzzer beater, and that buzzer beater is Lily Rotuno hitting a triple to put this Kāhu squad up 21.
What a first half from the BNZ Northern Kāhu. 49 to 28 at the half, dominating this game on a Thursday night. All of the stats with thanks to Chemist Warehouse coming your way right after the break. Welcome back to Dunedin tonight here at the Edgar Centre. Thursday night hoops in the GJ Gardner-Holmes Tauihi competition. Round 8 up and running. Justin Nelson and Casey Frank with you. Hope you're well. Great to have you with us. And if you're a Kāhu fan, I think you're going to be pretty happy with how the first half has gone down. 49 to 28. The visitors leading this one. They're on the double this weekend, of course. They do take on the Fire on Saturday night. Let's have a look at the Chemist Warehouse stats to the first half. Well, there's the blocks. We'll start with the blocks tonight. Davidson and Thomas always a handful. Really like what Aaliyah did in that first half.
When she came out, she had an impact immediately, and that's how it went defensively. Let's see what stat comes up next. We got the leading scorers, Amari Thomas, 10 points in the opening quarter, 16 points for the game. But look at that support. Chloe Forrester, 8 points. Kirsten Ledger-Walker, 6. Megan Mullings with a cameo for 5. That's great support. And that show shooting the ball well, 11 points. And nice to see Chelsea D'Angelo's impact off the bench.
And look at which Kāhu player is not there.
Talia Tupaia?
Talia Tupaia. But as we'll see.
See her right here. Oh, sorry. In the next one, we'll go with the rebounds first. Amari Thomas, 5. Panina Davidson, 4 of those. Overall, the rebounds, a 24-13 advantage to the Northern Kāhu in the first half. Off to the assists. And this is where we're going to see Talia Tupaia, because she is getting after it. 5 assists in the first half. 15 assists on 20 buckets for the Kāhu. You love to see that kind of efficiency.
Yep.
They're shooting 55% of the field because of it. 4 assists in total for the Southern Hoiho. And that will finish the offensive statistics, but what about the defense? There's the blocks. We had a look at those earlier. Siobhan Paulvost, Amari Thomas in there.
Well, there's the change. They've actually taken it off Panina Davidson and given it to Chevy Paulvost.
You know, it comes around. That's good, quick thinking by the stats crew there. Finishing with the steals, and there's been a grip of them. Hoiho actually very active and forced a few turnovers. Paige Bradley, none more so than her. 3 steals in the first half. Paulvost, Ledger-Walker, Forster, 2 apiece for the visitors. In total, the Kāhu have forced 9 turnovers, and the Hoiho have forced 10.
Kāhu leading the rebounds 24-13, and they are dominating the shooting tonight, shooting at 55% overall. The Hoiho at just 29%. So at halftime, a big lead here for the Kāhu. Came in having lost their last 2, but they are switched on tonight. Out by 21, second half coming right up.
Everyone in the arena gets themselves a buy one, get one free from Sal Spencer. And so in the second half, when the Kāhu hit the strike, make sure you try and put them off. And like I say, 2 missed free throws. Buy one, get one free. Sal Spencer for yours. Once again, we just like to take a minute to thank our 2024 Southern Hoiho partners, the principal partner being Hannah's Farm, major partners Chemist Warehouse, Update, Better Creative, Venture, Meadowbread, Scott Court, and New Balance. The community partners, the Brilliant Mall, and Gilcott Game. And the top partners being Target Accounting, Victor Sport. The vehicle partner for Hoiho being Taylor Made Motors.
Namai Hockey Mai, welcome back to Dunedin. Queen officials and both teams on the floor and not too far away from the start to this second half. What an opening half it was tonight by the BNZ Northern Kāhu. 49-28, a really good spread of scorers as well. Some good signs for the reigning champs. Casey Frank.
The offense was plentiful, 55% overall, 70% from inside the arc, 37% from deep, and nary a free throw miss, but that's by either team. 11 for 11 between the two squads. Who gets the win? Well, it has certainly leaned a little bit more towards the Kāhu by over 6, and you can see why.
I love the optimism from the Hoiho fans.
They're still there.
33% are still with them tonight.
You never know. Stranger things have happened.
Cast your vote, QR code there on screen. It is fun and free. There's some Sal's pizzas up for grabs. And of course, through the last quarter tonight, we'll be asking you to vote for your MVP in this one. What are your thoughts to halftime MVP-wise?
It's sort of a two-player race for me right now. Amari Thomas, leading scorer in the competition, and Talia Tupaya, the way she's affected the game with her passing. Those are my two favorites. But because of that even spread of scoring and contributions from the Kāhu, any player from that squad could maybe pick up if the scoreline stays as it is. But if the Hoiho seem to work their way back in, there's a good chance it's going to be on the back of whichever player is doing most of that heavy lifting. Right now, it's been Natalie Cho with 11 points in the first half.
And who would have thought we'd be talking about Talia Tupaya in game MVP conversation when she's only scored 2 points, but as you said, her game tonight, very different from what we are accustomed to seeing. She's becoming a facilitator.
It's just a testament to her skill set and how she's developed her game up to this point. You know, she's always just a scorer that takes advantage of what the defense gives her. She's never really a player who forces her way into scoring outside of using her physicality to get inside the paint when the team really needs a bucket. But the game flows to her, and right now that flow is in the passing game.
Second half coming up. Saturday night action, Fire in the Kāhu. Sunday afternoon on the waterfront, TSB Arena, Queens and the Pauakai. A lot to play out over the closing 3 rounds of the regular season. Second half underway. Paige Bradley held to just 4 points in that opening half, had 28 just 4 days ago. Let's see what she can do in this second half. Zoe Richards, she hasn't scored so far tonight. Team shooting at just 29%. Bowman started the game with a 3-pointer. Shot clock winding down, tough shot. Richards doesn't get the drop. Bowman offensive, goes once, sends it back out. Cho,
cash that.
3 looks, they get the third.
2 for $1. That Cho's second opportunity drops, and Samantha Bowman doing the yeoman-like work on the glass. The Hoiho need more of that grinding action. Got to get on the offensive glass. Need some second chance opportunities for some easy buckets.
Cho's up to 14 points now on 6 of 7 shooting, and they force a turnover.
6 of 7. That is a heck of an efficient start, and a little defense, a little activity from the crowd as well, where he's seeing some chatter from the supporters looking for a nice defensive stand there on the first possession of the half.
Let's see if they can get something to go back-to-back here. Paige Bradley, that was a rushed shot. Loose ball, falls into the hands of Palvast. The experienced Kiwi sends it up to Forster. Now with Tupaya. Going to take a rare shot for her tonight. 1 of 5 shooting.
Nice read though, the defense went under. She had an opportunity, and somehow Paige Bradley catches that.
Nat Cho from the corner. That one in and over the
top.
It is going to be live, you're right. Forster now. Bodied out of court, no whistle. Defense was good in the end. On the run, Bradley. In fact, it's going to be Bowman on the trail.
Nice patience there shown by Nacho. Paige Bradley creates that opportunity by running through the play, drawing both defenders and clearing out a driving lane for the Bowman finish.
It was a good decision in the end, wasn't it? I definitely thought it was going to go to Bradley. And they're on a bit of a charge now. Forster to steady.
That's a big hit by Chloe Forster. A little momentum was shifting towards the Hoiho. The confidence was growing. But Chloe Forrester says, keep that confidence in your pockets. You're going to need it later.
First points of the third quarter for the Kāhu. Bowman rattled around.
And that's the kind of shot that the home squad really needs to see drop to get a chance to dig their way back into the ball game.
Well, this team shot it over 50% against the Queens, the Hoiho, so we know that they're more than capable. Been a tough gig so far tonight. Forster looking back-to-back threes, misses that.
Nice vision, Paige Bradley.
And again, just the running of Bowman. Should have finished that. She commits the foul in the end.
Yeah, a bit of a frustration foul chasing after that one. Paige Bradley sets that one up on a silver platter. But Bowman doesn't like the nice life, so she misses the layup. And tries to hustle it back in. But unfortunately for her hustle, gets pinged with the whistle. And Chloe Forster early sub out there because she's been effective defensively and obviously shooting the ball.
A good start to the second half.
Forster up to 11 points after that last triple.
You know how much I love a rim runner, Casey? One of my favourites when I see players run rim to rim. And I think in Tauihi this season, Samantha Bowman is certainly right up there. And I like Hayley Rynell as well from the Pauakai.
Yeah, Rynell certainly the player that I thought of when you mentioned the rim running. As we see the turnover there. Fantastic defense by Zoe Richards.
Well, the coin official's done well to see that because I could not see in the end who that's come off.
Yeah, sometimes if you don't see it, you just got to take a stab at it. And that time it goes towards the home team. And I don't mind it leaning in favor of the home squad on the whistle.
Especially when there's a 19-point gap as well. There's not too many complaints. Bradley searching, isn't she? She's just trying to get going at the moment, Paige Bradley. Bowman, good offensive rebound. Bradley now on the drive, ran straight into the buzzsaw that is Penina Davidson.
Well, she had that block taken away at halftime. Well, she just re-earned it. Paige Bradley attacks the rim and gets her shot attacked by Penina Davidson. So get that shot out of here.
Tauihi highlight show every Tuesday night. Join us for that. Lots of action every week. And the turnaround. Did it cop a deflection? No, it didn't in the end.
This last possession or two, we've seen less of the ball doing the work on the pass, manipulating the defense around, and more one-on-one basketball. And that's a tough way to beat the Kāhu. They're a solid team in the half court defensively. And we're seeing the results of that strategy as Talia Tupai gets the backdoor finish.
Well, there's a highlight. No doubt about that. Mari Thomas to Talia Tupai. And just like that, we're out to a game-high 21. Bradley under pressure here from Thomas. The options are all closed down. Bradley has to go it alone, and a tough finish.
Well, it's not easy right now. It is all one-on-one creation. The passing angles aren't there except in transition. In the half court, it's going to take more superlative efforts like that.
Oh, look out. Amari Thomas. She can do it from inside. She can do it from outside.
And on this end, just too easy. That's just a dribble down, hit the trailer. No defender within 7 feet of her. Amari Thomas will take that all night.
19 in the game now for the star forward. There's an offensive foul there.
Bowman called for the illegal screen. She disagrees. But Talia Tupai dropping to the floor was more than convincing for the coin officials.
See Coach Jody Cameron there with the instructions. Looking fairly relaxed tonight for good reason.
I mean, even in the tight game, she looks pretty relaxed. She's pretty nonplussed.
Definitely helps when you're out by 22 midway through the third. Talia Tupai.
Too easy. I mean, just a simple screen. When Tupai comes off the screen, that defense has to be aggressive. You have to jam at her, force her to attack. Instead, she lines it up, knocks it down.
This is a statement right now. Bradley, nothing to go for her at the moment. Zoe Richards complaining there that Lily Rotuno's in. She's allowed to stand there.
It's called a box out. She doesn't have to let you chase after the basketball.
Nothing wrong with that.
Standing still.
Here is Lily Rotuno. Really like the way she goes about it. Just reaching in there, Nacho. She says, yep, okay, you got me. Made a real statement so far tonight, haven't they, the Kāhu?
offensively in particular. That end had been drying up for them, but it looked a little bit like some teams had figured some things out against them. You know, playing with a lot of physicality, forcing the squad out of their stuff, and the Kāhu coming out tonight and saying, this ain't about you, this is about us. As Panina Davidson gets the illegal screen, rolls underneath.
Well, I think in those two losses to the Pauakai and the Queens, they just struggled to score, didn't they, the Kāhu? Both of those opponents just really jammed them up a bit, didn't they?
And of course, it wasn't a full game for Talia Tupaia in the first of those. And the Queens really saw a great collective effort in the half court to make things difficult. And I think the response today by the Kāhu and Talia Tupaia in particular to say, okay, I don't just have to be a scorer, I can be a facilitator, I can create for my teammates. There's a way of counteracting that activity that she's been seeing as of late.
Here's Thomas, 19 for her tonight. Look at her just searching with the footwork. Shot clock at 10. Tupaia through the gap, searching for contact. No whistle. Bradley now. Oh, the run again. There she is, the rim runner, Bowman.
Talia Tupaia complains about the call a little bit and gets herself a little bit caught out of position. That calls the scramble defensively, and the mismatch for Bowman running down goes unchecked. Tupaia tries to come back in late, gets the whistle, but takes away the ability for a three-point play. So 2 for Bowman at the Chemist Warehouse.
And that's all about effort, isn't it, Casey? I mean, that is determination. I'm going to put the Jets on and get from one end to the other.
Yeah, especially as a post player, when you see you're unguarded, you need to be able to put that effort in to creating opportunities with the run. And Bowman in particular, they're not running a lot of plays for her. She's got to do it all on the back of her own effort, either if that's all on the offensive glass or in the transition game.
Bowman converts from the Chemist Warehouse. Now Thomas taking it back the other way, surrounded by dark blue singlets. It opens it up for Crystal Ledger Walker. She is on fire from downtown tonight.
Even when it goes bad for the Kāhu right now, it goes good. That time a broken play looked like it might be a turnover. Instead, another wide open triple for Crystal Ledger Walker, up to 9 points.
And they're all triples for her tonight. There's a heavy foul to Tupaia on Nat Cho. She's had the whistle for fouls the last couple of times down. Tupaia, she's subbed out now to take a break.
And with this 25-point lead, I'd like to see from the Kāhu a bit more judicious, less judiciousness, sorry, with the subbing. Game in less than 48 hours. So they might want to start thinking about how they can get through that one. This one's not over yet, but certainly a 24-point scoreline shouldn't be overly difficult to maintain.
And they do have some real competitors sitting on the pine as well, yet to come into this one. Asia Anderson, Eliana Tuiiti, Mary Golding.
That's tough.
Mary Thomas.
Just put her in the grindhouse. Get me the ball in the block and get out of the way. 21 points for Amari Thomas on that finish. Doing it with fantastic efficiency today. That makes her 13th shot. She's hit 9 of them. 8 of 11 inside the arc, 1 of 2 from deep. She's got 6 rebounds and 4 assists as well. Not just Talia Tupaia, but Talia Tupaia is leading the way with 7.
Miss from the line there. Forster did well to keep it alive, and they go again. The Kāhu, Ledger Walker, Ratuno for 3.
It is raining triples for the Kāhu. They are dropping them down like it's going out of style. And it is not. It is always in style. 10 for 21. 47.5% now.
Nat Cho. Oh, another triple for her.
And the scorer line is lifted. Nat Cho, we're talking about efficiency, doesn't get much better than 7 for 9 from the field and 3 for 5 from deep. She's got 19.
She's been really good tonight, Nat Cho. Speaking of good, Thomas, Forster, Ratuno. Again, they move the ball. Ledger Walker, rare miss from outside from her tonight.
Great energy off the bench there for the Hoiho. Really backing their team despite the big score deficit.
Nat Cho having a blinder on Mullings now. Well, you and I have been on the scene working on Tauihi since day one. We've seen a lot of players, we've commentated a lot of games. There's been a lot of really good plays in this competition, and she's the one I want to talk about, despite the offensive foul.
Oh, Zoe Richards, that looks not great.
Gone down heavy, hasn't she?
I think she took that contact and went straight to the back of the head on the court. I mean, I'm a little surprised it was offensive. Oh, yeah, I didn't see the elbow right to the face.
That's not good.
Zoe Richards immediately in pain.
And she's a tough player, Zoe Richards. Just getting back to Amari Thomas, despite that foul, we have seen a lot of good players over the last 3 years. Where does Amari Thomas rank?
I mean,
we know that she's number one all time.
Pretty much to the top.
We know she's number one all time for scoring. Zoe Richards back to her feet.
If you're talking in total talent, effect on the game, I mean, you know, certainly Florencia Chagas in that opening season was so effective. I love the way Michaela Cowan played last year at times. I think certainly Talia Tupaya had, that season number one was as influential as anyone during the regular season. But in those 3 years, you know, I don't think we've seen a player that has.
Is she the best?
Jordan Horson's not too bad. But over 3 years, it depends. You know, the second year for Amari Thomas. We're gonna have to get it cut into the spreadsheets to figure this one out, Justin.
Been very good, hasn't she? It is a great debate.
That should have been a foul on Paige Bradley. She just tackled Lily Rotuno there. The ball was all for Rotuno if they go strictly by who touched it last. But Paige Bradley got away with the tackle.
Point officials just having a chat there about it. 1:22 to play in this third quarter. And it's going to stay with the Hoiho. Zoe Richards on the sidelines at the moment after that heavy contact back the other way. Margin at 25. Been a very good outing so far for the Kāhu. Bradley took a lot of contact in the end. Just over the back, I think, the contact from Ledger Walker.
Well, it was all clean up high on the ball. But I think a little bit of contact on the back. We'll take another look at it. Coming off the on ball, Ledger Walker lines it up. And I think possibly just looked worse than it actually was.
I think Crystal was saying, I don't get that high in the air too often.
It's when I do, give me the credit I'm due. But either way, Paige Bradley hits the first, and the chance to cut it to 23 with the second from the Chemist Warehouse, and she does it.
Been a really tough night for her, hasn't it, Paige Bradley? 8 points in the game now.
Well, we've seen the physicality with which the Kāhu have defended her. She is certainly, no doubt, listed at the top of that scouting report with her name circled and bolded.
Cho did well in the lane there. Forces the turnover. D'Angelo on the drive. Frustrated that she wasn't able to make it.
Chelsea D'Angelo's driving abilities today have been certainly a bright spot for the Southerners. She's getting these catches and attacking the rim, finding some creaks in the defense that are enabling her to create opportunities. Goes to the stripe again. She's had a few trips there today. This will be her 7th and 8th free throw attempts from the Chemist Warehouse.
What about the team, though? Hoiho 15 of 15 tonight.
Uh-oh. I was sure that commentator curse was coming into play right there. The Kāhu not too far off 3 for 4. Actually, that's quite a ways off.
I was going to say that is a long way off 16 of 16. Oh, D'Angelo just unlucky there. Had the ball in her hands, and as Amari Thomas turned, the hand slipped over the arm, and that's what the foul's been called for. That'll send Thomas to the stripe.
Well, the last thing you want to do is give Amari Thomas free looks from 15 feet away. And just having a look on that Hoiho bench. No Zoe Richards. Looks like she's taking a trip back to the locker room.
Yeah, you're right.
Thoughts are with her. Hopefully nothing too serious in the contact she received, but signs aren't great here at the moment.
Both teams have taken 47 shots tonight, Casey. We just spoke about the Hoiho, 16 of 16 from the Chemist Warehouse. Kāhu 3 of 4, but 47 field goals each. Kāhu shooting at 57%. Hoiho, 27%.
Well, we looked at the stats before the game and said, hey, these teams are actually pretty similar. A similar score set, similar to this, but I started getting, when you look into the stats, the difference is the Kāhu are playing with this low scoring range by design. They're slow in pace, they don't really push it, they grind you out in the half court. And that slowness of pace allows them to set up defensively where they are locking teams down. They're #1 in the competition in total defense. Scoring defense per game, they only gave up 69.5 points, and they are right on that target today with where the Hoiho are sitting at currently.
That was the first miss from the Chemist Warehouse for the Hoiho, by the way, as well.
Because you jinxed them.
17 of 18. Just on that field goal percentage right now, Kāhu 17% above their season average as Mulling steps out of court. Hoiho are 13% below their season average.
And that is the effect of the Kāhu defense, I think, in a lot of ways.
Dying seconds here of the third quarter. One last shot. Or not. In fact, it's going to be Rotuno on a long shot again. It always seems to land in the hands of Lily Rotuno on a buzzer, doesn't it? 1 quarter to play here tonight in Dunedin. You'll certainly be enjoying it if you're a Kāhu fan. Maybe not so much if you're going for the Hoiho. We'll be back after the break.
Make some noise and give the attention of the team.
Welcome back. Great to have you with us here in Dunedin tonight, down in the deep south of New Zealand. Hope you're enjoying the action wherever you may be watching right around the world. Hello to everybody in the United States on ESPN and globally on FIBA YouTube tonight. And of course to all of our fantastic viewers here in New Zealand on Sky Sport. 3 quarters down, 1 to go. The Kāhu statement tonight. They're out by 22 with some of the very important Chemist Warehouse stats. Here's Casey Frank.
Well, the offense has been solid. The Kāhu haven't scored less than 20 points in the quarter, and that was the last quarter, but they still have not let the Hoiho score 20 in a quarter, yet their highest was 19 in the last one, and who knew that was things going well. Right now, Kāhu dominating the glass, 34 rebounds to 21, dominating the assist game, 22 assists on 27 buckets compared to just 8 assists for the Kāhu. And overall, been impressive, 28 points in the paint. All those stats come together and equal a 22-point lead that Chloe Forrester is looking to add to now.
Got those bright green shoes on tonight. Chloe Forster, coming out of Western Australia, has spent some time with the Perth Lynx in the Australian WNBL. Coming off a great season in the NBL 1 West, and she drains a couple to get the scoring underway in this last quarter. Paige Bradley been talking about how much of a tough night it's been for her. just could not miss a thing on Sunday against the Queens. Done into the action. Cho's been really good tonight. Look at the pressure, though, from Mullings, and she travels in the end. Well, that is just all about the defense.
Yeah, Megan Mullings closed that gap really nicely. And that Cho has been able to find a little bit of space for that jump shot today. So I think the defense has been instructed to come in a little bit tighter. The second she picked that basketball up, that space was absolutely smothered by the defensive effort of Mullings. Another turnover forced by the Kāhu.
Earlier tonight, Sky Broadband Rapid League, an 8th straight win for the Kāhu, 31-23. They are on a flyer right now. Speaking of flying,
she just finds a way. Good things happen when Megan Mullings out there on the court. She has a way of finding her way into that stat sheet. Nice hand. Amari Thomas with the strip.
And speaking a lot about Amari Thomas tonight. What a wonderful player. She's made it very hard for us to read the number on her back tonight as well. Got that hair flowing. Now she's playing some great defense on Paige Bradley. Every possession so hard for the Hoiho, but they come up with something good there through D'Angelo.
D'Angelo's playing well, 13 points now. She's had a bevy of strong drives to the cup, and that time the catch and shoot, Crystal Ledger-Walker gambles, and Kāhu paid the price.
Thomas on the attack. Good hand in there from Dunn. Another block for her. Cho, no one coming at her, so she brings it up quickly. D'Angelo using Dunn, goes up and in, another 2 for her.
Locked in, Chelsea D'Angelo feels that offense flowing through her right now. 15 points in the ball game. And doing it from deep with the jump shot the last couple of times.
And she is a player who can score quickly, Chelsea D'Angelo. Played in Italy last year. Thomas, speaking of scoring quickly.
Amari Thomas continues to find a way. Inside, outside, 26 points now for Amari. And she continues her onslaught on the scoring record books.
A couple of threes for her tonight. 6 rebounds, 4 assists, a steal, a block. Just doing it all. Cho been really good back the other way. Timeout here for the Kāhu.
Oh, that's a nice finish. Gets the ball in the post. Attacks to the left hand. Mullings doesn't slide over quite far enough, but a nice little left hand layup to get the 2 points. Nat Cho
might be a season high for her, 21.
He's continuing to find night. She's been able to be aggressive, but has done it with a lot of efficiency as well. 8 for 11 from the field.
Rightio, here we go. Game MVP. Viewers and fans, this is all about you. It's your choice. Mixandpick.com. There's the QR code. Scan away. It is fun and free. Sal's Pizza up for grabs. Who is your game MVP tonight? Voting so far, pretty good. Amari Thomas, 33%. That's a tick from me. Nat Cho, 20%. That's a tick as well. Paige Bradley at 13%. A little bit high for my liking.
I'm in on Amari Thomas on this one. Feels like she's going to get it. She is certainly leading the way scoring-wise.
The only silence in here, by the way, is because we're both voting.
We're both voting. We're both thinking about what to get at. We got to get our mix and pick app coming through. Amari Thomas up to 33%. And the way the score sheet is sitting, I don't see Talia Tupaya playing too many more minutes. I don't know what the Hoiho fans can do, but there is a lot of support for the Hoiho squad up there on the board right now.
There we go. There's an update. You and I have both just voted for Amari Thomas, so that's why she's jumped to 41%. We're fans.
No, it's keep it coming, 44%.
There you go.
But it looks like some changes as well. Possibly some fans switching things over now that might have got that vote in early.
Is there anyone not there who should be there?
I mean, that's pretty much it. Been a lot of people with their,
What
Chloe
about
Forster?
Chelsea D'Angelo?
Chelsea D'Angelo, I'm not really, the MVP's not going to come off the Hoiho.
Well, they are down by 22. That's a fair
Let me
call.
just tell you that right now.
Well, there's Chloe Forster right there as we speak.
I have liked the way Chloe Forster has played. She's got 13 points. She's got 6 rebounds. She's got 3 assists. She's got 2 steals. She's had her finger in a lot of pies for the Kāhu this evening.
You have a think about your MVP. We'll bring that QR code back up on screen in a moment. There is Chelsea D'Angelo just talking about her. Maybe some fans out there want to vote.
Now, 7 minutes left. Important for the Kāhu to finish, and I think Jody Cameron agrees because we see Talia Tupaia checking back in the ball game. The Kāhu haven't had great finishes the last few weeks, and they do have those 2 losses in a row. They're trying to find a way.
They do have another game in 48 hours, though, up in Tauranga, so a little bit of travel. When do you put the cue in the rack?
You know, about a minute ago.
Okay.
I mean, at this point in the ball game, if it's me in charge of the rotations, I'm probably going to the majority of my bench and leaving one of Amari Thomas or Talia Tupaia or Penina Davidson in there.
Well, Asia Anderson, Eliana Tuaiti, Mary Golding have not stepped on the court. Bairstow's only played 3 minutes. I mean, they've got some deep reserves here, and with the game coming up, you would think we're going to see some changes shortly. What a pass, Rotuno to Thomas.
And one day somebody's going to give me that coaching job and I'll be able to do the subs as Amari Thomas. Another easy finish underneath. She just does such a nice job of setting herself up with great position.
Bradley with the miss. Davidson with the rebound.
28 points for Amari Thomas.
Of course, all-time Tauihi record is 37. Amari Thomas and Tess Madgen hold that record. Bradley through the hands of Dunn to Hurst. Hurst, I think, is still scoreless tonight. She is, in fact. And there's a whistle here, just too long in the key for Aaliyah Dunn.
It has been a heck of a roller coaster ride for Elise Hurst. Offensive fortunes this season. 18 points a week ago. Today,
well, Tanya Tupaia, the Queen's coach, is probably sitting at home tonight and just thinking, why us? Thomas,
footwork.
I'll tell you what, her footwork, Amari Thomas. I mean, for any youngster out there who has their coach talking to them constantly about the importance of footwork, this is why.
Majority of players get that catch, they go right up to the right hand for the finish. Nat Cho understands that as an excellent defender, jumps that side. But then the footwork, twinkle toes. Amari Thomas spinning around. Doesn't get the finish, but gets the chance for the Chemist Warehouse and drops to up to 80 points. The Kāhu are now, and there's that game MVP poll. Possibly Amari Thomas might have earned another vote with that activity on that last possession.
Well, some fans out there have been listening to you talking about Chloe Forster and her need to be on that voting board, and she's now entered the race as well, but the race looks like it's going to well and truly be won tonight. There is Hurst with their opening points. Amari Thomas leading the way with 53%. Keep voting. Sal's Pizza up for grabs. QR code on screen. Have some fun with us. Who's your game MVP tonight? Here she is, Amari Thomas, another 2.
Just wills that basketball in. And she's got a bit too much quickness for Aaliyah Dunn. And she's up to 31 on the day.
D'Angelo to respond.
And she continues to tick that scoreboard over. Not going to get my MVP vote, but certainly catching my eye. And she jumps up to 20 on efficient shooting, 4 for 9 from the field.
Had a good game, hasn't she? 10 of 10 from the Chemist Warehouse for D'Angelo as well.
I haven't seen the high-low connection from Amari Thomas and Penina Davidson hit with too much frequency today.
Well, to be fair,
haven't really needed it.
No real need for Amari Thomas to give it up.
Haven't really needed it.
She's in fact up to 32 now, Amari Thomas. There's still plenty of time left here. She could give the all-time record a bit of a nudge. She holds it, by the way.
Nothing like knocking yourself out of the record books, but she's back on the bench now, so it's going to be tough to get from over there.
Well, we may not see her again for this one. D'Angelo
putting on a clinic offensively.
Huge game from Chelsea D'Angelo tonight. 22 for her now. A bright spot in what has otherwise been a really bleak night. And Davidson draws contact.
Spoke about Thomas's footwork previously. Well, that was a nice bit of footwork on display by Penina Davidson there. It looks like it might be a fadeaway, but then a little head and shoulder fake to the step through gets Aaliyah Dunn a little bit off balance, forcing the contact to get a trip to the stripe.
Well, I've got to say, nothing against Paige Bradley and Samantha Bowman, they've got some votes there, but they should not have votes ahead of Chelsea D'Angelo tonight.
You're probably right. Chelsea D'Angelo has looked quite good offensively. But that's the beauty of the MVP vote, Justin.
It's all about...
It's their vote.
It's not our vote. Well, it is our vote tonight. We did have a vote. But
Well,
anyway...
we had our vote. We made our choice.
That's right. Amari Thomas
But
at 47%.
It's a collective. This is the way democratic action works. To the betterment or the worse.
Oh, here we go. We're going to get into politics tonight, aren't we?
This is not politics at all. I don't know what I think you're projecting, Justin. I think you're projecting.
Oh, fantastic. 3:51 to play tonight. Timeout here, 83-64. It has been a fantastic display by the Kāhu. So much to like about the way they've bounced back tonight. And the Five will be sitting at home in Tauranga just watching on. What an important game that is Saturday night. The Five, bottom of the table at the moment, 3-6. They need a win. They might need some help from Coach Mate.
They could use some help from Coach Mate. I don't know if Alex Stojkovic is going to agree with you on that one. But if he does, he could just use the QR code to get the free app. Coach Mate, level up your coaching game. It's a Kiwi company that have created a free app designed for grassroots coaches, partnering with Basketball New Zealand to make it easier to do. Fun, engaging, organized coaching sessions. Organized is the key. If you're a parent or a caregiver coaching your kid's sports team, or a teacher who's coaching kids in the school setting, Coach Mate is certainly for you. It has done such a nice job of making sure that kids don't have a poor experience because of poor coaching. Use the tools in there, use the drills, use the videos. They show you every single step of the way. You can add practices and games into a schedule for the season to have parents and caregivers RSVP to those events to give clarity to everything. They've thought of everything.
Everything.
Download the app and use it as much as possible. It will make your coaching easier.
Did you say free?
I said free. It says free on the screen. Believe it when you see it.
It is an absolute beauty, isn't it? Oh, what a play off the baseline, running circles. Elise Hurst.
Nice piece of design there on the blob. The baseline out of bounds.
Pass, Forster, tipped away. 3:40 to play.
Oh, 3:40 to play. Yep. 17 points here. Still a bit of time left, and Hoiho are making a couple of inroads.
I think we've just about got to the moment in the game where the likes of Penina Davidson, Talia Tapia, their night you would think is done. Oh, not just yet, says Penina Davidson.
Don't put me on the bench until I drop a triple. Penina Davidson scores her 10th point of the game in fine fashion from deep.
We don't often see Davidson from downtown, do we?
I'm trying to think of how many she's hit this season. I'm not sure that's her first, but she hasn't a ton.
Tyler Mitchell into the action, and she answers.
Speaking of shooters, the score sheet is ticking over. Higher and higher it goes as Tyler Mitchell comes off the bench and does what she does best, drain the three.
Davidson searching, long time in the key. We just saw Dunn picked up for 3 seconds at one end. Unable to get it to go. Here's Mitchell. Sends it out. Cho has had some sort of night. Can't bank that one in.
It's slow that game down. If you're the Kāhu, use every second of the shot clock.
Bairstow, she knew what she wanted to do. She just couldn't get the pass away. Bradley to Cho, a lot of indecision there. Look who comes up with it, the roadrunner herself, Ratuno.
Excellent hustle to get back into play, turn the 2-on-1 into a 2-on-2, forcing the turnover, coming back this way.
Davidson, too big, too strong inside.
Penina Davidson wants the foul as well. Just go ahead and take the win. No use getting on the officials at this moment. 20-point ball game. Stick this one in the esky. It looks like the Kāhu have gotten themselves back on the right foot.
Teams
the trip down south.
Yeah, teams clearing the benches now for the last couple of minutes. There's the MVP tonight. I can't see too much of a change coming up here over the next 2 minutes. Amari Thomas dominating the vote tonight, as she should be. Look at this. Chelsea D'Angelo's made a bit of a move up to 10%.
That's because you're barracking for her so much.
Foul there.
You just toss it out. It comes up there. But deserving attention from the activities she's pulled together today.
Well, we have had nights during the year where players haven't even been playing,
Why
and we've got them some votes.
Oh, I got to hit up Jody Cameron. Why are Panina and Talia Tupai still in the game?
Yeah, don't need to be out there. You're right. They've got a mission ahead of them on Saturday night. That is going to be a must-see game. The Phi and the Kāhu. Rapid League from 6:30. And Tauihi from 7:30. D'Angelo Hurst fires away. Mary Goulding getting her first run of this one. And under a bit of pressure.
Might have been a foul.
Talia Tapia, 6 points for her tonight, 5 rebounds, 7 assists, maybe 8.
Charge called, or the N1 charge called.
What are your thoughts on that game Saturday night, Phi and the Kāhu?
Well, it's a clash of styles. The speed of the Phi, the reliance on that three-point shot against the overall game of the Kāhu, and the ability to defend in the half court. Nobody shoots the ball better than the Phi with more proficiency or proclivity, but nobody defends the three-point line better than the Kāhu. So that clash of styles, is it going to be the Kāhu in the half court grinding out their offensive sets with execution, or is it going to be the pace and pace of that Phi squad? Ashley Jones getting penetrations, kicking out the threes. That's what it's going to be. If the Phi have to make it a scoring contest, they have to get up and down. And when they play with pace, they're tough to stop. And the Kāhu don't love the up and down game. They can do it, but we've seen in recent weeks it at times can take its toll.
Can I add some food for thought as Chelsea D'Angelo misses her first shot from the Chemist Warehouse tonight. 10 of 11 now. Some food for thought. The Phi have never beaten the Kāhu, ever.
Well, is it the streak that lives forever, or is it the one that eventually goes down?
Gee, they'd love it to finish on Saturday night. They badly need a win. Last minute of this one here in Dunedin. Tapia, Tuiiti, I should say, is on the court now, and she drains that. First touch for her.
First touch, first bucket. When you see touches like that, you say, hey, coach, why don't you play me more often?
Chelsea D'Angelo, her night is done. 23 for her, 21 for Nat Cho. But outside of that, scoring has been barren for the Hoiho. Caitlin O'Connell into the action. Oh, there's a foul here. That's going to go against... Is it an offensive foul? I think it is.
Might have just been an elbow to the grill there. And fortunate Mary Golden pops up quickly.
Might have been Elise Gilbert with the foul. So 21 the margin. Kāhu are going to finish this one off. Tapia and Davidson both still out there. Nice work, Simpson. Getting some late minutes here, Millie Simpson. Under a bit of pressure. Now a chance for Gilbert. Hands it off and then fends off in a big, big way. Oh, and Talia Tapia. Well, Gilbert held out her hand to help her up then, and Tapia was having none of that.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. Don't drop the shoulder into me and then say sorry.
There's no doubt it was a foul. Yeah, no doubt about that.
Player timeout.
Just what we need with 14.4 and a margin of 21. Every point does count. Mind you, the Kāhu's percentage at the moment is sky high.
Yeah, nobody's catching them, but this does give you a chance to catch some tickets.
Well, maybe the players know this as well. Maybe they know this is exactly what we're talking about, and they're looking after the fans.
Well, these tickets do come thanks to BNZ, and of course it is the BNZ North and Kāhu who called that player timeout. Scan that QR code for a chance to win tickets to this season's big games. Your chances are running out, so get in quick. If you've got an inkling to attend a game this season, school groups, community groups, any kind of group might be qualified. Scan the QR code to see if your group does.
And they are inspiring the next generation, aren't they? Let's see what the Kāhu can do out of that BNZ player timeout through the hands of Barry Goulding, who just looks up at Tauihi and says sorry about that.
They were trying to go with the misdirection, close the gate on one side so they could get the back door for Golden, but didn't set it up very well as we get another player timeout.
Yeah, the Hoiho are going to advance the ball here with 5 seconds to go and get the late shot. We spoke about the fine, the Kāhu, on Saturday night, Casey. What about Sunday afternoon in the capital? Down by the waterfront again at TSB Arena. What a great crowd it was last week. Queens and the Puaka.
This is one that the Queens should have circled because they did not play too well the last time they met that squad.
Well, they were 19 up with 12 to go in that game in Christchurch, of course, and the Puaka got up in a thriller.
Yeah, had a little bit of case of the yips in that fourth quarter. Fantastic finish. It was an impressive game plan by the Puaka. They've claimed every scalp in the competition as we see the game finish without an exciting shot to go, but the game is in the cooler. 91-70, the Kāhu take it home.
Well, whatever was spoken about in that last BNZ player timeout clearly didn't work.
It worked, it's done.
21, there's the final vote, by the way. MixandPick.com, MVP tonight. No surprises there, Case. Amari Thomas with 49% of the vote. She was brilliant.
Fantastic effort by Amari Thomas, 32 points. 6 rebounds, 4 assists, a steal, and a block. Touching everything out there, had a plus-minus of 20.
Big win for the Kāhu tonight. Let's have a look at the Chemist Warehouse stats, and there she is right up on top. Amari Thomas with 32, D'Angelo with 23. But a really good spread for the Kāhu.
Yeah, the spread is what's impressive. Forrester with 13, Panina Davidson with 12. And once again, who's not up there? Talia Tupaya did not need to get involved on things. She finishes on 6 points. Natalie Cho, 21 in support of D'Angelo. Looking at the rebounds overall, this is a category that was dominated for the majority of the game, finishing 37-25 in favor of the Kāhu. Forrester with 7 rebounds to go with her 13 points. Thomas 6, 5 boards for Bowman and Bradley each. Off to the assist game. This is where Talia Tupaya shined. 8 assists on the night. Crystal Ledger-Walker with 6 of her own. Paige Bradley, leading to assist getter in the competition a season ago, could only muster 3. Not a lot of finishing for the Hoiho, who shoot 35% on the night.
And Tupaya only averages 1.9 assists a game, so a real game change for her tonight.
Yeah, you can tell she made a concerted effort to get that ball out, possibly because of the way she defended. Either way, displaying the full skill set as we see the block party for the Kāhu. 4 blocks in all, 3 for the Hoiho. Onto the steals. Nat Cho, fantastic defensively, had 5 steals, but it was not enough to keep the Kāhu from getting the victory.
Yeah, thought she played well tonight. Nat Cho, there he is. Nat Cho catching up with Amari Thomas. Of course, they both played at UCLA together, so that's why that photo's been taken there. They've played some basketball back through their collegiate career on the same team, and a good chance tonight for the former UCLA Bruins to catch up and have a chat. Here's what's coming up in the GJ Gardner Homes Tauihi. Phi and the Kāhu Saturday night, that is next up. Rapid League 6:30, Tauihi at 7:30. Sunday afternoon, Queens and the Puaka. We spoke about that one. And then look at this, next Thursday night, depending on what happens with the Puaka on Sunday, what a matchup that is.
Yeah, it certainly is. Of course, the Phi first need to do some work to get up, but a lot of movement still to come on the ladder. One team's going to miss out, and it's going to be the team that doesn't do a great job of finishing the season out over these last 3 rounds.
Well, we're heading, of course, towards the grand final, Sunday, December 22. A champion will be crowned in season number 3 of Tauihi. Hope you've enjoyed it tonight. BNZ Northern Kāhu get the victory by 21. Big margin, 91-70. On behalf of Casey Frank and the entire crew here at Sky Sport, we'll see you again on Saturday night for more GJ Gardner Homes Tauihi.